Yay. It took a literal whole minute for YouTube to kick on. Like I hit, not a whole minute, 30 seconds. What's up, Raven, Allison, Vegan Kaz, Axel, Vegan Heretic? What's up? Vegan Vacancy. I don't think I know you. Welcome in. Vorsted. Vorsted? I don't know that word. I'm sorry. Having physically had to carry a physical letter to a physical post box, 100 yards. I've just about lost the will to live. Oh, is it really hot? 100 yards. Or the smoke. There's a lot of bad things happening in our country. Martin, what's up? Good to see you. Lewis. Oh, I'm still on Top Chat too. Am I missing anyone? Lewis was in here early. Oh, soon. What's up, Spooky? Good to see you. That's weird. Huh. When I hover over what you said, Spooky, it says, "Sup, gang." When I move my cursor, it puts like some kind of Asian symbol with an A, and then it says, "So." That's so weird. When I hover over what Sabby sent in the message, it literally changes what he said. No one else is, I guess, shocked by that. Anyway, what's up, guys? Let's get started, I guess. And I want to know, because I keep asking, but I don't get an answer. Should I put the TikTok chat on the screen? Does that help anybody? I think it's this one. Would you guys like that? This little, oh, I guess you can't see it yet, huh? There we go. Should I leave this up? Looks like it got flipped. Yeah, put it up. Okay. Thank you for the answer. I like wrestle with it because, it might just be annoying. We'll reduce its opacity so we can see through. Also, not that. This, I want to make it wider so you can see it. Makes it a little bigger too. Cool. We'll just leave that up there. Hopefully that's not too distracting. That little block that keeps changing the campaigns or whatever, it'll go away as people chat. So anyway, thank you guys for responding. Tune, what's up? I didn't even say hello. What's up? Yeah, let's get on the train rot brain. No, don't call it that. It's the liberation train. Brain rot makes it sound dreading. I don't want to dread doing this. I want to advocate, But yeah, no, I feel that. Oh, it doesn't matter if cows don't know they exist. Most of them, I'm sure, are self-aware, but regardless of if they're self-aware or not, it doesn't matter. If they care about themselves, if they're sentient, that's what matters. Oh, the upside down question mark. The question mark is backwards? It's backwards. I don't know what you mean by it is backwards. I don't know if I probably won't. I'm not a big fan of that game. Let's go ahead and get started. Did I say hello, Ben? Hello, Ben. Good to see you. Martin. Peg, I hope I said hello. Hello, Peg. I think I said hello to you. Hello, Peg. Oh. What? The the text is backwards? Oh, no, it isn't. Oh, the chat. Sorry, I get it now. Ha, I catch up. Is it? I think it's this way. Nope, I made it upside down. I always forget if it's vertical or horizontal. Clearly horizontal. There we go. Is that better? I'm sorry, guys. Ha, terrible. Then I should actually move it to the other side. So it's with the other chat. Or is that now too hard to read? A little better? YouTube, you can't really see the question as well, but that's okay. Our TikTok audience is the one that needs to see it. So as long as you know what it says. Cool. All right. Awesome. Let's go. So I'm Vegan Stoner Lady. Hello, TikTok. The advantages of being vegan. Wow. The advantages of being vegan are that you're not exploiting anyone. Isn't that great? Oops. I want this open. There's many other benefits, but those are up to you to achieve. Big appetite. I feel like we've spoken a couple of times now. You have to be over 18 to come up here. Hey, Axel. Oh, I didn't turn my volume on, so if you start talking, I can't hear you. There we go. Now I can hear you.
What's good?
Good to see you. Let's go ahead and pull up Big Appetite. They're ready to go. Hey, what's up?
Hello, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Have we spoken before? I feel like we have.
I think this is the guy that was
Of course we
talking
have.
on my.
Oh, you're the one I got mad at.
Yeah.
Well, welcome up. Welcome up. I don't remember where we left off, but
That is fair. What I will say before we move forward, I'm 31 years old. I was born in September of '94, so I'm happy to be on. I'm happy that you hear me out. Last we spoke, I can't recall Axel, but I will take him on his word. My main point of contention is I see no benefit to being vegan outside of maybe some sensitive appeal to maybe you don't want to unalive animals.
why should we be against human slavery?
Because it breeds a bad metric upon society that
But
can be
I'm not the
copied
group
by other people.
I'm not the group that will be enslaved though. So I'm not, since they're not part of my group, I find it to be okay.
Right, but the point of contention is if you make that practice available within law for one system, anyone who overtakes the system can use that same law to impose themselves upon others. So the point of contention is if you don't want this done onto you, don't push it onto others.
Okay, so if it's wrong for me to push my purpose onto others, why is it okay for you to do that to other animals?
My point of contention regarding animal slaughter, as they say, to the
Animal use in
unenlightenment
general,
and
just to be clear, like all animal use is what I'm
sure,
talking about.
I would say it's inherently beneficial.
Well, so is slavery. Human slavery would greatly benefit me. I don't know what you're talking about.
I, I don't think it is. I think when you allow slavery
What?
to happen, I don't
That's
think
why
that's the
America
case.
is as great as it is, because we didn't have to pay for our
You
labor and we're able to create goods from it. So that was a
do
huge
you, do
advantage
you
for our
truly
country.
do you truly think that's the case?
Yes, that was the case.
Let me let me posit this one thing. I think when people lean upon slavery, they look upon their workers to make metric, and they don't foster technological advancement. I think any
What are you
country, any
talking about?
nation that
We were able to build a whole nation and quickly because we didn't have to pay for labor.
so I don't think you're correct. I
Well,
think the
that's fine.
point
You
of
don't think
metric
that.
for
You want to go do some research and come back?
um, I can do, but I would like to present my argument. I
Well,
think
but
the
now
reason
you're
why
basing it. So what I'm trying to say is that regardless of the benefits I reap from enslaving a human, the problem is, regardless of their intelligence, what they look like, yada, 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 they're a someone. They care about themselves and they have their own purpose. Other animals are exactly the same. There's a someone in there, they care about themselves and they have their own purpose.
My point, can we talk about
Yeah,
slavery or can we talk about
the only thing that you have is that you benefit from it. You benefit from human slavery too, but that doesn't make it right.
Right, fair enough. So when you look at the British Empire, the British Empire
I
was
think you're
as
getting distracted from what the point I'm trying to make.
don't think I am.
There is no morally relevant difference between humans and other animals. If we only enslaved humans that had low cognition and couldn't talk, would that be fair?
No.
Exactly.
We're,
Why is it fair for other
let, let, let
animals
me
just because
let
they
me
look
say
different?
let me say please we're kind of all over the place, but let me say, right, so you hold this position that to consume animal produce is wrong, correct?
I hold the position that if someone feels and can suffer, you should not exploit them.
Fair enough, right? Fair enough. What percentile of the global population is vegan in your
That
opinion?
doesn't matter. I'm not vegan because other people are vegan. I'm vegan because
I
I don't
agree.
want to demand others' exploitation. We are literally going in circles.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
Let
I'm
me.
going to let you ask one last question because these questions are stupid, and then I'm going to drop you.
Okay, so on a global level, 2% of the entire population are vegan. The rest are not. When you say it's wrong to do so, when you have 98% of people saying they don't agree.
Dude, you
Okay.
literally went through these same fallacies on Axel's channel. Literally every single one. I'm already exhausted. So that's called the appeal to popularity. Just because most people are doing an activity like slavery, it doesn't make it moral.
Yeah.
You just
Um,
keep using fallacy after fallacy after fallacy. Like, try using logic. I highly recommend. Go ahead, Axel. Sorry.
I just find it baffling that he continuously even misrepresents what happened, like back in slavery times too, just to benefit his argument. Like,
They didn't
not
really help
only.
us. What? What? You think they just did it to be mean? They did it because they were capitalists. They were like, I need to cut my costs and I need to make products. Racist
Like,
capitalists, to be clear. Yeah. So,
yeah.
yeah, that's wild that you don't think that racism is what got us to where we're at today. Or not racism, excuse me, slavery. Doesn't make it good. It makes it really heartbreaking, you know? Like, it definitely makes it so we need to do some research and recognizing those that we stand on, the shoulders we stand on.
Um, yeah, also, I was very curious to see if, like, all these things that he was saying, like, let's say that, like, is this the reason that he's not vegan? Because I
Yeah,
don't think he actually stated why he wasn't vegan.
he
Like, and
didn't. You're right. I
and
lost my curiosity, honestly, real fast with him. You're so right, though. Like, why are you not vegan? I don't want to bring him back up, but you are welcome to put it in the chat. I don't know if he's still here.
he just went on to like slavery though, real fast.
Well, it was me. I was the one that brought up slavery because he was saying like why, or no, he was saying I can't remember what his first comment was. It was about why is animal agriculture bad or something like that. And I responded with, well, why is human slavery bad? Because for the same reasons that human slavery is
Oh,
immoral,
okay.
animal slavery is wrong. So it was me that went there first, but he still went through every single line instead of actually having a conversation, which really sucked. I really would rather have real conversations, guys, instead of just like back and forths, us just making noise at each other. That's a waste of my time. Shoot. Well, I don't know. If you're still in here, Let us know. I would love to know why you're actually not vegan. Okay, let's go ahead and bring up Zend Out. I looked hard enough. I don't know. Maybe they left. Zend Out, are you over 18?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
I'm
How are
sorry.
you?
I'm doing amazing.
Are you over
So,
Are
what?
you over 18?
Oh, I'm 18 exactly.
Okay. Are you vegan?
No, but I'm trying to like become one. You know,
What do you
like I'm
understand veganism to mean?
a justice act for animals.
A what?
A justice act for animals, not eating animal products.
I mean, I guess, but I wouldn't call that the definition. I would call it more like a stance against exploitation. So yeah, it is for justice, but I'm specifically trying to speak up for the exploitation that animals endure.
Like right now, I'm vegetarian at the moment
Oh, why are you vegetarian?
because I don't like. I'm trying to become vegan. I think vegetarian is the first step to becoming that
So you don't want to consume animal flesh because why?
because it's wrong.
Why is it wrong?
Because you're hurting an animal.
Okay, so you have concern for animals' welfare?
Yes.
So why not just get animals that are farmed humanely? Okay, I don't know what happened. They left. I'm trying to understand, guys. I'm not trying to grill you. I just genuinely want to know why you do what you do. Galaxy, are you over 18?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, are you vegan?
No, I am not.
What do you understand veganism to mean?
Um, I believe it's because some people think it's cruel to eat animals,
Okay. Um, wh-
and I mean some big factories do. Well, what's the word? Don't treat them right before they die, so or get on alive. So
so
probably that benefits to it too.
you're getting close. So veganism is against exploitation. Exploitation means to use someone unfairly. When I use the word someone, I mean an individual having a subjective experience, weighing out that experience and making a preference. Either they want to be comfortable or they're trying to avoid harm. Do you agree that if we can avoid demanding someone's exploitation, we should?
For a human, yeah,
Okay. What makes it different for another animal?
because we're predators, and that's what we are.
What is a
We're
predator?
biologically a predator is someone who eats meat.
No, that's not a predator. What is a predator? Let's look it up together because I don't know it
I mean, so
verbatim.
what? You want to say, technically speaking, a real predator would be like a lion or
No,
maybe a
that's not a
bobcat
definition
or.
either. That's not a definition either. I want to know the actual definition. Let's see. A predator is an animal that hunts, kills, and eats other animals for food. Okay, so you were actually pretty close with they eat flesh.
Hmm.
Predation means it captures and consumes other living beings. When we call a human, though, oh yeah, here it is. If we call a human a predator, what do we mean?
Well, in that definition, it's probably targeting little children, but
Vulnerable people, yes. So
yeah.
are you sure that's the title you want to give yourself?
I mean, I'll just say I'm a carnivore.
Okay. So humans
Carnivores.
are not carnivores, right? If anything, we're omnivores. But what they're finding is that we're actually opportunistic scavengers. So we can digest a lot in survival situations, but we thrive on plants. So
I mean,
let's
yeah, I've
steel
heard
man your
people say
argument.
that.
Let's say that we do thrive when we use animals, but we can still eat plants. Do you think that just because we can do something, that makes it moral to do? Or are there some things that we can do that are immoral and we shouldn't do?
Well, you gotta think morals. People's morals are different. It goes
Well, I'm asking
base
you
on base
yours.
of my morals is I see there's no wrong in
I think
eating
you
an
forgot my
animal
question. You
if.
forgot my question. I said I have the ability to do a lot of things, right? But there are many things that we can do that are immoral. For example, I can make a fist, right? It's good for hitting things. I get pleasure out of doing this to non-vegan faces. Does that give me the right to do so because I can? No, it doesn't.
No.
Why? I agree with you. Why?
I think you're looking at a weird perspective.
Why is it immoral for me to punch non-vegans in the face for my pleasure? Why is that wrong?
I mean, it'd be wrong even if you punched an animal in the face.
Yeah, why?
I mean, it wouldn't even have to be a non-vegan. Just because, I mean, that's just not right. But I
Can
mean,
you
if
tell
you're
me why? Can you uncover why it's wrong instead of just saying it's wrong? It's okay if you don't. It's more
because
like
you're
I
not. I mean,
genuinely want to know
you're
your
not
moral framework.
benefiting. You're not benefiting anything from punching someone in the face.
I am. I get great
besides
pleasure
your
from
own.
it.
Besides your
I get
own
this
gratification.
exactly. We need that. I guarantee, if you ask any psychologist, we need to please our brains, or we'll die young because we'll go into great depressions. So this gives me
Well, that
great
doesn't
joy.
mean I go around unaliving animals for gratification. I do it to eat.
But why? I want to know why. I'm going to ask one more. This is the last time I'm asking, and I'm just going to start telling you the answer.
I don't do it for gratification. I do it to eat.
So the reason why it's immoral to do this to non-vegans' faces is because there's someone in the non-vegan that's experiencing life, right? When they experience being hit, that's a pretty negative experience. They don't like that. I should respect that in sentient beings, that they don't want to feel harm if I don't need to cause them harm. That's why I shouldn't do this to non-vegan faces. They don't want it done to them, right? They feel.
Yeah.
They have emotions. Other animals feel. They have emotions. Slicing their throat is not fair for them. Stealing their babies
they
is
don't
not fair for
slice
them.
their throat until they're after they've been.
That's not true, sir. They actually bolt them sometimes, or they stun them with electricity. They're always stunned. They're not unalived. They're stunned so that the workers can move them around. They need the heart pumping to get the blood out. So they hang them by one leg, slit their throat, and the heart does all the work with gravity. That's how it's done. Would you be okay if I did this with dogs?
I mean, in my opinion, it's animal.
So it's okay,
but it's illegal, and then it's illegal in our state or country. So
you're saying that it's okay to deny me my right to farm an animal?
To farm an animal?
Yeah. Don't I deserve the right? If I want to go farm a cow and the law says I can't, isn't that wrong? Shouldn't I have the right to farm that cow? It is
wrong. I mean, you're right. For us being a free country,
why
but
can't I have the right to farm dogs?
I don't know. I didn't make that law.
Advocate for me to be able to open up a dog farm right next to you. Would you help me?
Yeah, if that's what you want, if that's what you want to use to feed your family.
Are you gonna dispatch the dogs for me?
Yeah.
You would.
Humanely.
Oh my god.
Humanely.
Okay, so we'll up it. We'll up the ante. What if it were babies? Human babies.
So you guys just go automatically from dogs to humans.
Yeah. What's the morally relevant difference?
We don't eat humans.
That's not true.
Okay, maybe like Jeffrey Dahmer or some tribe and stuff, but
so why is it immoral?
A normal person don't look at a human and be like, I bet they taste
normal.
good.
This is all your subjective opinion, right? Why is it immoral for me to eat baby humans? We went over this, Galaxy.
They are
I don't know why this is so hard.
They are consciously aware.
They're sentient. Yes,
a cow is not
sentient.
aware of itself.
Galaxy, you need to do.
A cow doesn't know it's a cow.
You need to educate yourself. Cows are very smart. They're actually compared.
Then have a conversation with one.
Shut up. You're stupid. Shut up. Good God. Cows are much smarter than you think. They're much smarter, and I know that makes you uncomfortable. They're actually about as smart as dogs. They compare them to toddler human children. They call them grass puppies. Cows are very intelligent. If a human is only sentient, not sapient, but only sentient, cares about what's going to happen to them and having that next positive experience, do you think it's moral to exploit them? Then what is the morally relevant difference between that human and other animals? Please explain.
Okay, I would like for a cow to build me a house
Dude, you can't.
Okay.
Can you
or
listen?
contribute to society.
Are you thick?
Okay. Hold on. I have a few questions. Okay, so what is this threshold of intelligence that is bothering you with cows?
I'm not saying that they're not. They might be smart in a certain degree, but they do not know that they're a cow. They don't know what they are. They just know they're here and they eat
Okay, if
grass.
that were, hold on, if that was, so why is that the concerning factor when, like, just because they don't know they're a cow, like, they still have interest to live, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I imagine. I don't know. I don't have a cow brain, so I mean, I don't
Well,
know what it is like to be an animal.
okay, but you see that they fight for their lives, right? They run away from predators. You can just infer that they want to live if they're going to run away from a predator, or like if they're going to fight for their lives in a slaughterhouse.
I don't think a cow even knows what's coming.
Okay, why would they fight for their lives in a slaughterhouse? Why are they trying to break out of the cage? Why are they trying to break out of the trailers?
I mean, would you like to be in a cage?
That you just explained my point. They have an interest that they want to live and not want to be contained.
And plus,
You
cows are
just,
massive, and they're like, I don't know how big
yeah,
they get, like at
I,
a
I
full
just
adult,
want
but
I just want you to grant that you just proved my point that they have an interest. They have interest. So can you just do that for me real quick? Just grant that they
yes.
haven't. Okay, cool. They have interest. So what is this factor that you're worried about, to where someone with interest doesn't matter versus when somebody has interest and they don't matter? So you have one that has interest and they do matter, and one who doesn't have it or has interest and they don't matter. What is that threshold that distinguishes them?
I'm not saying that animals don't matter.
Well, they don't matter when it comes to feeding you, right? That's what you're saying, is it doesn't matter as long as they go in your stomach. It's what it sounded like.
I just eat them because I mean that's life. I mean it's the cycle of life.
Hey, can you just
I
prove
mean
my point that you like? Could you just grant that you just prove my point again that you don't think they matter when it comes to being in your stomach?
it justifies it.
Okay, so they don't matter when it comes to being in your stomach. So, what is that factor that makes them not matter when it comes to being in your stomach versus they would matter when it comes to being in your stomach?
Okay, let's say I slaughter a cow. He's gonna feed me and my family for like over a year.
Okay, a human could feed your family for over a year.
I don't think so. I don't know. Humans don't
You
get
find
anywhere near
you
like
find you find a bodybuilder, like a huge buff bodybuilder, they will feed your family over a year. That's a lot of muscle that they have.
yeah, but don't they use like steroids and all sorts of weird
Well,
stuff to
why
get
does
there?
that
So
matter? I'm just we're
that would
just
because like I'm a hunter. So if when you unalive a deer, you
Coward.
want to hit it in the perfect spot because if you don't, that adrenaline ruins the meat. So you have to make it a quick, painless kill because it ruins the meat.
okay. All right. So
I'm about done with this
we're
guy, so just so you know.
yeah, yeah, no. I am too, because you just went back to like something that had nothing to do with why they matter or not. Um
Yeah, he's pivoting
so
constantly. He never answers any question.
and you like, again, we already clarified that animals have an interest to live. That's why they have adrenaline in the first
Hmm.
place.
Yes,
So we don't
being
Yeah,
or creature or organism has that.
no, 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 no. It doesn't matter how you pluck a carrot. The carrot is going to provide the same nutrients, regardless if you pluck them in a nice way or in a aggressive way. Um, so, however, like an animal will, like a deer, will provide a completely different chemical. Like there will be chemical differences in eating the deer if they're running away from you versus uh, like if you just shoot them point or without them noticing you. Um, so anyway, um, we've already gathered that animals have an interest to live. Okay, so I'm asking you what this difference is that matters. What is the difference that makes animals not matter and why humans matter? Let's just make it even simpler.
I would say that probably deeps down to the law and society.
No, I'm asking you because
Me,
it could.
okay? In my honest opinion, I believe the world should be like survival of the fittest.
Okay, so might makes right.
I'm sorry, what?
A might makes right.
I can't hear. What'd you say the first word was? All I
So
heard is
might.
right.
So might makes right. That's what you're saying.
The mic makes right.
Might,
Might is in
mighty.
strong.
Oh, the
Strong.
mighty. Oh,
Get to do
sorry.
what they want to
I
the
kept hearing
weak.
Mike.
The ones that have some advantage get to do what they want to those that don't have the advantage.
I mean, it's been like that since
Okay, so you have no issue. So
multicellular
you have no
organisms.
issue eating human babies. I am much stronger than a human baby, so I can go around eating human babies.
Well, for one, I wouldn't eat a baby animal, so no, I would not eat a baby human.
Well,
That's
might
just
makes
like
right, dude.
that sounds
Survival of the fittest. You're
that's like
contradicting
a
yourself.
quick little. That's like a it's like a pulling out a bag of chips out of your cabinet or something like that. Like, there's no
Dude,
point.
you're
That's not survival right there.
yes, it is because a human baby is going to provide a much more food than a chicken.
Wait, I just want to be clear. You just said that if someone bigger and stronger wants to poke you in all your orifices against your consent, you're okay with that?
It's in the survival of the fittest. Yes.
Dude, we
Okay,
done
yeah,
But
here.
you're also just like yeah, and like the contradictions with you are just like insane.
Well, he wouldn't
Like
answer anything. He just kept saying, my pleasure, basically. I think it's
yeah,
justified in my stomach, as long as I eat those. That's all he could say.
yeah.
It's like, we understand what you use them for, but would you tolerate being used like that? Especially when your oppressor has alternatives? Veg in the Wood says, Axel, cooking kept his parasite cowards. Axel's
What's
cooking parasites. I'm sorry, Freesia. I keep
Oh,
talking to you.
I mean, what's wild to me is that, his whole idea of survival of the fittest, like, that's essentially directly going against human rights. Like, that's incredibly ableist. It's literally saying that it's going into eugenics, all of that. Like, that is such a messed up idea to have. Like, survival of the fittest, seriously.
Hella egotistical too, because he thinks he's
Yeah.
going to be on the winning side of that one. It's like, dude, you don't know who's out there. There's so many people that can dominate you.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, it's, yeah, pretty
Yep.
mind-blowing.
It is mind blowing. Yes, put me on the menu. You can exploit me. Oh, okay, it's fine for you, but not for everyone. You can't speak for everyone. I did also want to shout out. So Veg in the Woods also sent other donations. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. This guy sucks. Ugh, that guy. I totally agree with you. That was $10 and $2. My goodness, Veg in the Woods. And then you sent another 10 to tell Axel he's cooking. You're amazing. And then we got Little Vegan Peg. Thank you. You go. You go. I don't know. You go, girl. I don't know. You go. Thank you so much, you guys, for that. That was amazing. On TikTok, Frisia, you sent hearts. Thank you. The Gatheist in I don't know your Gatheist Intelligence. I can't see your whole name. Thank you so much for the heart. Same as Lee gave Go Popular and a heart. Thank you guys so much. Oh my gosh, you guys have been pegging me with stuff. Vegan John Wick, thank you so much. You guys are great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Sorry for the awkwardness. I just wanted to thank you guys. I do recognize you. I'm trying to do it under the rules because I don't know what TikTok allows anymore. Every time I thank you guys, I get in trouble. So I don't know. Thank you though. I recognize you doing that. Thank you. Oh, thank you for sharing the live. Perfect. Thank you, Frisia. Connor.
Hello, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now. Are you over 18?
Oh, Michael. Yeah, I'm 24.
Okay. Are you vegan?
I'm not, no.
Okay. What do you understand veganism to mean?
Okay, well, that's what I'm kind of more so trying to understand is, like, so you guys think that because, like, they're like
We're losing you.
a living... Oh, sorry. Is that a little bit better?
Yeah, you sound clear now. Okay.
I'm trying to understand, like, so you guys, not to, like, just categorize you or anything, but you guys understand that, like, the way you look at it is you look at an animal as, like, a living person kind of thing. Like, I'm trying to understand your side of it before I just
I'll
start,
put it this way. If someone was next to you or near you and they had a dog and they just start kicking the dog out of nowhere for no reason, and you would you tell them to stop or would you intervene? What would you do?
Oh, yeah, like 100%. Like, because, I wouldn't want anyone to do that to my dog.
Well, so this is their dog, though. What if they turn to you and they go, hey, it's okay. I'm reaping benefits from it. I'm getting entertainment and exercise.
Nah, that's not okay.
Okay, yeah. So
you can't just beat up on an animal.
So what's wrong with beating up on the dog? Like do you see the dog as equal to you as another human?
Well,
or
I don't think
matter?
Like, okay, sorry, that last second there, I think it like kind of lagged.
Oh, I was trying to tie it.
What did you say? Sorry.
I was trying to tie it to what you were saying. You were asking me if I see other animals as like a human. And I was trying to show you that regardless of my value system, right? You can agree that kicking a dog, even though you may not see the dog as equal to you, kicking that dog for my benefit is still immoral. Right? Even though you don't consider the dog a human.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah. So that's exactly what veganism is. Veganism is recognizing that they're sentient and they feel. So what's keeping you from being vegan?
Yeah, I understand that.
Uh-oh, we might have a delay.
Well, because like honestly, like I enjoy like eating that food. I was just kind of like raised that way, but I was also raised like around like cow plants, stuff like that. Like, I've seen the whole process. I don't think all the places are humane with it.
Would you trade places with any of the cows?
Kind of quick. I mean, that's when like in this generation we're in 110%, but like
I mean, I get the joke, but really?
I don't know.
Would we tolerate really doing that to people? No, that wouldn't be right.
Oh, like doing it to people? Yeah, no, that would be a little weird.
So when it comes to exploitation, what is the morally relevant difference between humans and other animals that makes it immoral to do to 100% of humans, but okay to do to other animals? What is that trait difference?
I don't know if it's so much a trait difference. I think it's just like maybe a psychological thing in our mind where it's like, okay, we can eat them.
It's just prejudice. You're just saying because you're not in my group, I can do what I want to you.
But like, does that kind of but would that kind of also translate to like, what about like other wild animals that'll like eat each other and stuff?
Yeah, they're not a moral agent like you are. You understand there are consequences to your actions, that you can harm others. And if you were to continue an action knowing that it's going to harm somebody, you can be held accountable for that action. Other animals, we don't have a way to communicate with them to understand if they even know what they're doing is taking something from somebody and that's wrong. They understand, many of them do understand some kind of morality, but I wouldn't expect all of them to understand veganism as that's a human construct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and they're surviving a harsh environment. We have access to grocery stores, right? So we're comparing two separate situations, right? If you were, if you had no other resources and you were surviving a harsh environment and that's all you had to do to survive was take someone else's life, that's understandable. But that's not the situation you're in. You have abundance, you have options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can kind of see like where you're getting from. Personally, I don't think I'd ever like switch to it kind of thing, just because like
instead of thinking
kind of all
about
I know, right?
instead of thinking about your own benefits, imagine being the victim. Imagine you're crammed with a bunch of your peers in kind of dirty, cramped spaces, you know. Maybe you're not as aware of the world out there and what could be, but you know that you're uncomfortable, or maybe you're having a comfortable life with your mates, your friends or whoever, and you're starting to notice that individuals in your group are disappearing forever. Like, do you think that would ever be fair to a group?
I don't think that's fair, but I think
do you think if something's not fair, we should keep doing it?
I mean, no, but it is also like the way I look at it is kind of like the circle of life in a sense.
No,
Like,
that's not the circle of life. That's a cop-out. That came from a Disney movie. You don't need to demand someone's exploitation. The world will keep spinning if you stop using animals.
yes, but like I feel like there's health things with it though,
Like
is there
what?
not?
Like what?
Well, you need like your irons and all that stuff that you kind
You
of
can
you
get that
get
from
certain
plants.
nutrients.
I've been vegan 10
Yeah,
years. I can find where I need my nutrients. I have no problem with finding anything. If anything, I'm like the average American where I dabble into my junk foods a little too much. But I do have access to healthy produce. I could eat a whole food plant-based. I've done it where I got really healthy. I got to an actual decent comfortable weight. I mean, you can do whatever you want on a plant-based diet. There's so many different types of plant-based diets. There's nothing holding you back. You could be the strongest bodybuilder, you could be the leanest bean, whatever you want to be. So now that we know you can get everything, do you understand why it's more of a moral obligation that we stop using animals? Because we're just using them for pleasure at this point. Oh, I can't hear you if you teacup. Those animals are only there because we demand they be there. If you stop demanding they be there, the producers don't breed them. They don't breed as many, at least. And as more and more people become vegan, fewer and fewer animals will be bred into existence. And then there'll be a manageable number. We can keep them on sanctuaries and no longer breed animals again. But it all starts with us putting our demand out there. Darn, I was hoping he just had a call and was going to come back. Does anybody else want to take a lead? I feel like it is my show, but I always want to give you guys opportunities.
I just want to. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that so I'm looking at your website right now, antianimaluse.org, and I pulled that up as soon as he got up on the panel, the last guest. And in the time that he was on the panel, nearly 8 million animals have died. 8 million.
The kill counter, insane. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really sad. Wow. You can okay, you go ahead.
I feel like it's kind of hard to bring up the positives once I just hear that. But anyway.
I know, right? No, seriously.
I was just gonna say I think he handled that very well. Like I was like gonna jump in a few times and then I was like, nah, she cooking.
I'm sorry if I spoke over. I usually try to hear you guys, so I'll try to be more
No,
attentive. Sometimes I
no.
get so sucked in. I need to be better though.
No, you were genuinely doing so good that I didn't want to say anything. Like I was going to, and I was like, "Oh, I have this to say." And then I was like, "Wait, nah, she got it. She's good. She's good." Like, no,
Well,
you
I
did that
mean,
really well.
I mean, you had your live the other day. You did the same thing. You did really well. So I think we all have our strengths. Sometimes though, I do need you guys to step in. That's why I like having you guys there. Vegan Buffalo
Um,
Jeff. Do you guys remember him? I've seen that person in the chats. I don't remember your name though before. Did they recently?
do you want us to kick the spammers of the bacon spammers
Yes,
in
please.
the TikTok?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes. I'm gonna bring up Vegan Buffalo Jeff. Hey Chip, what's up? It's good to see you.
Hello.
Hello. Is B12 Babe in the chat? I was watching your guys' live earlier. I didn't get through all, but
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So good.
She's here, but she's not in front of her phone right
Oh, that's
now.
okay. Well, it's good to have you. Yay. I was excited to see your guys' live, so it was a good thing to wake up.
Yeah.
Hi.
I don't know if you can hear her. She said hello.
Hi, B12 Babe. If you're not following that Chip guy and B12 Babe, 2 separate accounts, okay? Go look them both up. Great activists. They both do street outreach. Amazing. And they do other protests too. They do other different things. So please go follow them on all of their platforms. Great activists. Okay. Vegan Buffalo Jeff, what's up?
I watch them all the time. Yeah, this is Springer.
Oh, Springer!
You might remember me.
Oh my god!
I changed my screen name.
I wasn't sure. I was like, "What person's acting like they know us? Who is this person?"
I know, right? I just did my first. I did my first live yesterday, and I had a pretty decent response.
I did see you were live, but like I said, I was I was also
didn't know who I was.
Yeah, I didn't know who you were, but I was also doing other things at the same time. So I saw your name, and I was like, "Oh, there's another vegan live! Yay! I'm glad you're going live."
So I had a hypothetical, but the guest is gone.
Oh.
He said he wouldn't harm a dog, right?
Yeah.
But he needed his iron or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So my hypothetical question for him or somebody like that would be to say, if there were only 2 sources for iron, one was spinach and the other was dogs, would you choose the spinach or the dog?
That is good because it puts the position of like plants versus animals right there.
Yeah, because he's thinking I can get iron from a cow. I don't care about cows.
Yeah, but like
so
he couldn't identify the difference between them, other than he thought cows were stupid.
Yeah,
which is really sad.
Which is very sad, but I just wanted to share that idea. But you did great. I thought that your labs are amazing, and I watched Chip Guy earlier. Dealing with what he was dealing with that guy from Montana and all that stuff.
Oh, I didn't get that far. I only got through the beginning because I was watching. I had other lives
so much
queued up too. So yeah, there's a lot. I got to catch up afterwards. But
I always pick up different. I pick up different ideas from listening to you guys. It really is helpful to get that. I just feel like I'm gaining so much experience just hearing how you're responding to questions and objections, and I'm just getting better at handling it too. So appreciate all of it. I'm glad to be a part of it.
Hell yes, that's what being a community is about, because we learn from each other. So every single activist I watch, I'm like, oh, that was a good way to put that. I've never heard that before. So
I have a new prompt for dairy, and it's the prompt I'm going to put up later today. Is it okay to kick a cow and steal her baby? That's the question I'm going to ask. That's going to be the prompt in the photos.
That's a good one. Yeah, because otherwise, it's like if it's wrong, you're escalating it and still taking the baby.
Yeah, and I want to send them to the Joey Carbstrong investigation where you actually see that happening.
Yeah.
That exact scenario.
Real quick before I bring up Chronicler, I see you there, so I want to bring you up next. But yeah, the thing about Joey's footage is that he's going to the best farms in a country that's raved as having some of the highest animal welfare of the animals they exploit. And he's going to the best of the farms that have awards for how nice they treat their individuals, and he exposes the truth. It's like there is just never There's never a right way to do the wrong thing. There just isn't. So anyway, yeah, definitely good reference to point two for sure.
Yeah, and I look while I'm listening to watching Veggies, because she talks, like, they ask her, why are you vegan? And she says, because I'm against enslavement, torture, exploitation, and murder.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love that, because I had, my last prompt was, are you against animal slavery? And, you know, people didn't know how to respond to that one.
Yeah.
They're like, you know, I don't think you can enslave an animal necessarily. Like, people were saying that.
That's fine.
And I said, well, I just explained why it is slavery. And so I got some decent responses from that too.
That's awesome. That's great.
But that was pretty inspirational to hear her use that language and be able to adopt it.
Yes, I love watching Veggies. Great animal rights activist. Hey,
but yeah, I'll mute so you can talk to the guests.
Okay, sounds good. Chronicler, are you over 18?
Yeah, I am. I'm 24.
Okay, are you vegan?
No, I'm not.
Okay, and then what do you understand veganism to mean?
I understand veganism to be is just the total reduction of all suffering of animals.
Oh, no, it's not actually. It does get confused
And
with
it's also
that,
like
though.
a lifestyle.
So it is a lifestyle, but it's not a lifestyle in reducing harm, although that is a perk of it. Veganism comes from an ethical stance against exploitation. So I don't want to demand someone's exploitation if I can avoid demanding it. Does that make sense?
I understand. Yeah. I came up here with a question, if that's okay.
Okay.
So,
wait. Sorry, Chronicles, but do you understand what exploitation means?
Yes, I understand what exploitation means.
What do you take exploitation to mean?
It's the unwarranted use of somebody for a specific gain or profit.
Okay, good enough.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Yeah, using someone unfairly.
Right. I'm not. Yeah,
it's okay.
Exactly.
It's not a test. It's more like to know that we're on the same page. That's it.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I can ask my question.
Go ahead.
So, there are these two vegan parents that I know, and they just had a baby. But they also recognize that this baby is going to grow up to be an adult at one point, and they're going to have their own choices in life. So they're going to raise their child as vegan, but recognizing that their child might want to shift away from veganism and eat meats and fish and milk later on in life.
Question?
Well, they're introducing common allergens to the kid just for the first, like, I don't know. They're gonna do that for like a year, not every meal.
I don't think I caught I didn't catch the first word.
They're gonna for a year or two. They're gonna gradually increase the baby's consumption of common allergens like eggs, milk, fish.
So they're going to feed.
Meats,
they're not vegan.
Peanuts. Right. Okay, that's fine. But I'm wondering if you agree with that, just so understanding that this kid has a choice later in life that they don't develop an allergy to these foods. No?
No.
Yeah.
Do you think people should have a choice whether they be vegan or not?
Do you think people should have the choice to have a slave?
No, absolutely not.
Well, then
but
no.
That's not the question
Why
I asked.
should you be able to exploit other animals?
So you think people shouldn't have a choice to be vegan?
Okay, so I just have something to say. You're conflating with giving them the option to to participate in the slavery as giving them options. But this actually isn't giving them options, because you're actually already planting the seed that this is something that is okay, and it is like what happens to the animals doesn't really matter as long as they are choosing for themselves to not do it. It's up to them to whatever. When else?
Do you remember what you ate as a 2-year-old?
Hold on, please, because I'm getting there. The proper way to give choice is to establish education through the whole period while you were giving them what you're feeding them a plant-based diet, right? Just like you would feed your kids the healthiest diet, regardless of whether you were vegan or not. And then, sure, this doesn't make them vegan, right? Because veganism is a choice, but you would be educating them on why you're feeding them a plant-based diet. And then if they decided over time, after you give them all this information of like what happens to animals, why people don't do this, and why you think that this is wrong, why you think, and just educating them on all these variables, then they make the choice, right? That is properly informed choice right there. But if you're to feed them, you're already enabling a bias, right? You're enabling a bias. You're enabling a bias by feeding them like animal products. You're enabling this.
Does he understand?
Yes, you've got your point across, but just to reinforce my point,
like it's not about. You're basically saying like my child should have the right to be racist, and I'm going to prepare them with all the slur terms so they're prepared as an adult to decide if they want to be racist. That's
right.
Yeah, that's one of the rights they have. If they are, that's very unfortunate.
So
I don't agree with
do
it.
That with children?
No, you're totally shifting the goalposts.
Yeah, well, the thing is that that's what you're saying is you're enabling the slavery to happen more, so you're not actually vegan. You yourself or the people that you're mentioning aren't actually vegan because they're not rejecting the slavery and schmurder that happens to animals. That's what we're trying to get at, is if one were to actually reject, because that's what a vegan is someone who rejects slavery and schmurder that happens to animals. If someone were to actually reject these things, they wouldn't be subsidizing it to feed their children for the sake of giving their children the option to live like everyone else who is for slavery and schmurder. That's what I was trying to get at.
Can I ask a question of Chronicles?
Okay.
Chronicler.
And just
what's your?
I would love to respond
1 second, because sure, but like you've been answered this question so far, but I'm genuinely interested. What's your position on exploiting animals? Do you think it's okay to exploit animals? Because I want to understand. Because we're trying to explain to you a position that you may not understand. So, do you think it's okay to exploit animals when there's no necessity behind it?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
You can hear me? Okay. Well, the thing is, I'm Native American. So yeah, like hunting is a huge part of my life, and it's a right that
It doesn't matter. No,
deserve.
it doesn't have to be, right? Like again, just because you're Native American, it doesn't mean it's a necessity for you.
I don't regard it as exploitation because we use every part of the animal, and it's not like a factory setting. We hunt, and it's actually very important to the fucking environment.
Wait, Chronicler. No, wait, first of all,
just to answer
Chronicler.
Just to answer.
No, Chronicler. I'm sorry, but like you were asked what exploitation means, and you gave a definition. Do you think you choosing to hunt animals does not fall under the definition of exploitation that you gave? Treating somebody as a means to an end.
No.
Wait, so treating an animal as a means to an end is not exploitation?
In my village's circumstance, it's survival. So no.
Wait, you don't have other options?
No, we live far out in northern Ontario. There's no grocery stores.
There's no grocery store, so you just eat meat.
That's why my internet connection is very bad right now. I don't know if you can tell.
Toothbrush and toilet paper.
Shitty little gas station.
Oh, they don't have any food there, huh? No beans, nothing.
Oh well,
no
I mean, like, unless you want us to survive off of like sushi.
But survive off of beans and potatoes.
And it's also it's something that was taken from us because as a Native American, my people were exploited.
I think you're being disingenuous because I don't even think you're supposed to talk
That's
about.
crazy.
I'm pretty sure that most
You really
nations
think that?
are not supposed to talk about their practices. Like it's supposed to be a secret within their group, right? You're not supposed to talk about that stuff.
Where did you hear that?
I have other Native vegans that have told me this. They tell me
Where
that
did you hear that?
supposed to share the practices that your tribe does, right? Like,
Well,
okay, so
I'm
let's talk
sorry.
about it.
Maybe
Let's talk
there are
about it. Let's
different
talk
first
about it.
peoples, but my
Let's
first
talk.
people was
Let's talk
different.
about it. Do you
Wait, but
think?
Chronicler, you
Hold on.
have
I want to ask.
go
Let's
on.
say somebody in your group wants to go vegan. Do you think it's right that they don't have access to healthy food?
No, they should absolutely. If they want to go
should.
vegan, they should,
Can
and they
they?
can.
Can they go vegan where you're at if they genuinely wanted to live vegan
In
on
my
their own?
circumstance, no, they can't.
If they lived where you're at,
It'd
they
be very
can do it.
difficult. I
Oh,
would be
so they
impressed.
can do it though.
It'd be very, very
They
difficult.
can do it.
Yeah,
You can do it
it'd be
too.
very difficult.
You can do it too. So tell me.
Does Amazon deliver there?
Yeah,
Not up here, no.
that's a lie.
Not up there.
That's not true. I bet you
No,
get
I also
Have you
deliveries.
seen the
don't believe
roads
that.
up
You
here?
get
Do you think a big
deliveries.
18 wheeler can fit up here?
Dude, this guy's
There's
Wait,
no
so you have
distribution centers
internet
up
but
here?
not roads?
Do you see how bad my internet is?
What are you
We got
advocating
Starlink.
for, Chronicler? What are you
We
advocating
hear
for?
you just fine,
I'm
dude.
not advocating for
But
anything.
anyway,
I'm answering
Why
your
are you
questions.
up here? Do you think that other people should tokenize you and
Because
use you
I came
as
up
an
here with a
excuse to
serious
abuse
question.
animals? Let's say you are in a survival situation.
Hey, let's take it back a step.
Wait,
can
Chronicler,
I
how do you
ask?
have
Can I
Chronicler?
just
How do you
ask
have
a
internet
question
without
after all
roads?
this happens?
How do you have internet without
Sorry?
roads? I genuinely am confused. How do you have internet without roads?
I said it 2 seconds ago. We have Starlink.
Oh,
Oh,
you
you
have
have
Elon
Starlink.
Musk helping
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. So Chronicles, I fail to see why do you
I'm
have
sorry. Do
to
you think
live
that's a
there?
bad thing that we
I
have
don't
Chronicler,
like
why
Elon
do you
Musk,
have
but I'm glad you have internet.
no Chronicler? Why do you have to live there?
Me
though?
neither. But we kind of need them. It's a necessity.
Okay, answer Chip.
Chronicler, why
Why
do
do I
you have to live
here?
there?
Answer Chip.
Because I was
why
born
don't you
here.
move? So what?
Because I want to live here. I was born
Okay,
here.
but
My
Chronicler, you
family's
see,
here.
Chronicler, you see, if I want to live on a deserted island where my only option is to kill and eat other humans, then am I responsible for killing and eating other humans?
Yeah, but my family lives here. I was born here. I don't really know much else.
Yeah, but you see, Chronicler, just because you put yourself in a position where the only way for you to survive is to
I didn't
unalive
put
other
myself
animals,
here.
that does not justify.
I didn't ask to be born here.
I didn't ask to be
Can you
born
not
here
move?
either.
I did not ask to be born here. I
Chronicler,
never
let's
put
say
myself
that
here.
I didn't ask to be born here either. Let's say that I'm surrounded by human slavery, right? But I know that a town away, not maybe a couple hours away, I have access to things that are not made by slave labor. Should I stay in the town that has slave labor, or should I move?
Here's what I think.
No, you're
I
not
think it's very
answering me.
disheartening
You're
for
not
white
answering
people to
me.
tell
You're
me, a
just
Native
running
American,
away
how
right
I should
now.
live.
You're
When it's you
running
guys.
away.
brother.
You're running away. You're not even answering
Let's
me.
just ditch this person.
It's you guys that
He's
took
Okay,
away
totally
no, I have
disingenuous.
my
questions.
culture's.
Please. Oh my goodness. I had some genuine questions.
Axel, he was super disingenuous. Do you really think that this person?
I know, but I had some questions that could maybe try to get him back into being genuine. Like they were gonna be like very easy questions to answer, and it would have been like
Axel, do you really think that the person who came in here asking about should vegan parents
yes,
not try to
I
give
think
people their
there could have been
allergens?
yes, I do think there could have been a way to get him into a genuine conversation.
I think he was disingenuous from the beginning. I think he was just looking for an excuse, honestly, he was just trying a gotcha. And I don't even believe he's Indian living far north Ontario. That's bullshit.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
thing he brings up is like, oh, there's vegan parents and they want to do this non-vegan thing for their child. That's what really got me. I was like, oh, so you don't even understand what veganism is. Because if I'm against slavery, I'm not going to teach my child how to be racist just to survive the society. That's silly. I'm going to teach them to have the right principles and stand against the norm in the world, because that's the right thing to do. And yeah, I would love to hear your questions though, Axel. I don't really want to bring him back up because he's just going to keep talking for a long time. But I would love to hear
the first question is that he mentioned that he doesn't feel that it's exploitation. And I was going to ask him why that is, and then kind of have him explain what is exploitation. And then the second thing is if he wasn't in those areas, would he go vegan?
Yeah. I wanted to know that too, actually, that last one for sure.
And so just kind of getting him onto something that would be a genuine thing to just understand his morality on just a fundamental, like rather than trying to tackle all these like noisy subjects, just get them into like a less noisy conversation.
Yeah.
um
Yeah, it's usually the pivot I go to, or not pivot, but the next question I ask is like, well, if you were in a different situation or others that have access to everything, do you think they have a moral obligation? And then we can talk about the ethics.
mhm.
Yeah, that is a great way to go.
Yeah.
Well, we'll try to be, I'll try to be less reactive this time because I do want to genuinely reach people, even the difficult ones.
But can we just like, if we are going to discuss this, Axel, I understand you want to discuss with him.
Oh, we're not bringing
Can
him
we
back up.
at least like, because I'm like, I just generally want like genuinity from people. So I think it's very important that, like, even if his position was that he has to do it for some reason, right? Like, he should still agree that there's no reason for people who don't have to do it
Right.
to exploit animals. So then his question about, because that's what, when I was going for that question, was like, why would he even ask the question whether a vegan parents should teach their vegan children to consume animal products, right? Like, what even is the point, since he understands that people should not exploit animals? That's what a vegan parent should teach their vegan children also, right? So whatever. And that's why to me this was disingenuous more than anything.
Well, he also wasn't genuine because how, like, if he lives in this Ontario place where no one can be vegan, how does he have friends? Like, because he mentioned it as like friends he knew in person. How are they vegan?
Yeah, that's also sus. Yeah. Well, and we know David, he's talked about people that are in these really far away places that still can be vegan. Like, there are people that still make it work. Like Chip said, they often will get deliveries sent to either their place or a PO box or somewhere that they can pick up, and then they just have, things they can store. I'm sure he eats plants. Chronicler, honestly, what I would do, reach out to Axel. He's on here on TikTok. He's also on Instagram. Shoot him a message. Have an honest conversation with him. He genuinely wants to have that conversation with you. He has great questions for you. Please go reach out to him if you want to have a genuine conversation. I just think that we're done with the panel.
I will. I'll also be on like after
That's
this.
true. Axel's
like,
gonna be live right after this.
Yeah. So
exactly.
Yeah, just an FYI.
Hey Trenton, I really appreciate your patience. Can you hold on just one more second?
Yep.
Awesome. So I just wanted to say, Veg in the Woods, I see you. Thank you so much. We can't all live in Costa Rica, but you can be vegan wherever. Yes, exactly. It's a mindset of how you view other animals. Thank you for reminding us of that. And also, love the collab. VSL saw Lucy Munson the other day on here for the first time. She was great. And everybody else in the chat and everyone, you are all awesome. Yay. Thank you so much. There was also a joke. If you are high and replace all the euphemisms with your mom, it's a, I don't know, psychological thing. I don't know. I don't know what that one means. That's Veg in the Woods, everyone. Dubs in the chat. Appreciate you, Veg. You're amazing. Okay, I'm sorry for all that awkwardness. Trenton, are you over 18?
Yes.
Oh, dashing grandpa, thank you. Are you vegan?
No.
What do you understand veganism to mean?
It's an activism against the exploitation of animals.
Yes. So what's stopping you from living vegan?
One, I mean, personal, beliefs, but
personal beliefs.
That's for myself, I guess. But
well, I want to know, what is it that makes it in your mind okay to do this to other animals who feel and want to live inherently as much as you do?
So just to start, I farm myself. Pretty much everything I eat,
okay,
we've raised.
That doesn't
on
answer
the
my
farm.
question. What justifies it?
Because we've been doing it for eons and eons.
Do you think that if something's been done a long time, it removes the immorality?
No, but if 99% of the population over thousands and thousands of years,
do you think if we do something for a long time, that removes its immorality?
And if everyone does it, so if everyone does it and does it for a long time, then it's moral.
Pretty much.
This is called an appeal to popularity.
Where do morals?
This is a fallacy. This is a fallacy. When slavery, would you stop for a second? I want to explain why you're wrong. So the reason why it doesn't matter if it's popular and everywhere is because there's still a victim involved. Human slavery, right, was popular and everywhere, did not make it, and went on for hundreds of years, if not thousands, right? That doesn't make it moral to do that.
Slavery's been around for eons too, but
that's more my point than your point, right? I'm saying just because something's been done a long time, don't tell me to calm down. I'll drop you like a rock.
Listen, yes, it's been done for thousands and thousands of years, just as well as eating meat.
So your argument was that it's moral.
Can I get a thought out?
No, because you're literally contradicting yourself in the same breath. You said it's moral to eat animals because we've done it for so long. I said human slavery, and you agreed. Human slavery has been around for a really long time. Just because it's been around for eons doesn't make it moral. So eating animals, just because we've been doing it a long time, not moral.
Also, a lot of people were engaged in slavery.
Lots
so
of it was popular.
Also, it was popular.
In America?
So does it...
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Trento, is slavery moral? No. I just want to understand his position because you made a great point. All the things that you said, the reason why it's moral to consume animal products are the same reasons why it should be moral to enslave people, right? You can unmute yourself, by the way.
You're muted. I don't know if you know. It's the middle button. There you go.
Oh, shit. My bad. Okay, so... where do morals come from? Like, is this a social construct that's made up over a society over
but that's not the question that you were asked. I understand that you wanna, Trento. I understand you really wanna dodge, but let me just put it this way to make it easy for you. Wherever you think morals come from, you said that it is moral because we've been doing it for thousands of years, and because everyone participates in it. We gave you another example of something that's been happening for thousands of years, and everyone participated in it, namely slavery. Does that mean that slavery is moral, according to wherever your morals come from?
There. Chip, hang on 1 second. I know there's 5 people on the panel. It's kind of hard for me and the last person that was on here to get a word in. Slavery to me is not moral for another human being.
Why?
That is point blank not for me. Because that's my belief. But that's my question.
Why is that your belief?
What is
defend your belief? Explain.
Why is that your belief? Yeah, explain.
I get my morals from my religion. I'm asking y'all.
Oh God! Wait, which religion?
Christianity.
Christianity does not say that slavery is wrong.
Yes, it does.
Where does Christianity say that slavery is wrong?
There's nowhere that in the New Testament that defends slavery.
That doesn't mean that if in the New Testament it doesn't, the fact that it doesn't defend slavery doesn't mean that slavery is wrong. It just says it could be neutral to slavery at best. There's also that possibility. So where exactly does it say that slavery is wrong?
Because it tells you to love your neighbors, love everyone equally.
Okay, so where does it say that slavery is wrong?
Just in general,
the Old Testament,
it doesn't
right?
take
When it says that, does it say
asterisk
human, or does it just say respect your neighbor?
Well, it also says many, many times over, eating flesh of animals in different texts.
So wait a minute, just to be clear.
Hold on, I just want to say something. So it does actually talk about slavery in the New Testament. It says so it says, slaves, obey your earthly masters. It also says slaves, submit yourself to your masters. That's in the New Testament.
Right.
You just, what do you mean? That's against what you just said.
Can I?
So why is slavery wrong, Trento?
Can I have 60 seconds to respond to the lady that just spoke?
Why is slavery wrong?
Can you let me
Trent,
respond to the lady?
Just respond instead of talking about it. Just say it.
Well, Chip keeps talking.
Who cares? Just say it.
So say you have a therapist, and say that you have someone abusive in your life, but you can't do away with it. It's just you got to figure out a way to coexist with this person. Is your therapist going to say that you need to bang your head on a wall until you die, or are they going to say just submit to them but believe and honor the one person who's good to you God?
No. Trent,
Are you
not okay.
what?
No. Trent, what you just said is absolutely not okay. It is unethical for a therapist to say either of those things. And clearly you haven't been to therapy because you would know that that is entirely unethical. If there is someone in your life who is abusive towards you, a therapist is not going to tell you to bang your head on the wall, and they're also not going to tell you to submit to them. They would never tell you to submit to them. That is not okay. That is 100% not okay. What you just said is no. What you just said is extremely dangerous, and I'm not going to stand for you saying that kind of thing. I'm also not going to stand for you saying that there isn't talk about slavery in the New Testament, because there is.
Yes, and all Jesus was saying in those situations was, if you are in this situation, the best way to honor God is to be a good Christian.
Hold on. Do you still get your morals from a book that explicitly talks about slavery and how slaves should obey their earthly masters? And you do. You think that that is okay? You think that that is a moral thing? Is that moral?
It never said.
Is it
take
moral?
slaves. It never said. The New Testament never talks about.
But it does
owning
when somebody
slaves.
when somebody says to the slaves to obey your master, that's essentially an endorsement for slavery. That's not a neutral position. You understand that? That's a position when you're, excuse me, you're telling the slaves to not rise up against their injustice, but rather to go along with the injustice. That literally is you being in the position of supporting it. What are you talking about? That's like, imagine when you made this example, somebody's in an abusive relationship, and imagine that you as a friend tell her, do nothing, obey. No, you would tell her, hey, get the fuck out of that relationship. Do whatever you can.
Okay.
You wouldn't tell her to obey, because when you tell her to obey, it means be okay with the fact that you're being abused.
Could I ask a question?
It means put your faith in God and let God do with you as He wills.
Let me ask Trenton. Okay. From what I understand in the Bible, the reason why there is neutral language about human slavery is because your God is trying to meet those people halfway, right? He's trying to concede to get them, because they have different beliefs, they have different gods they follow. So in those moments, God's trying to reach those people and be like, if you're going to do this, do it this way at least, right?
No. God doesn't concede to anyone.
He does, though. He literally Vegan Heretic, could you please come up here? I would very much appreciate your knowledge on this subject, because I really don't want to fight the uphill battle of if you're religious.
I just wanted to point out something, VSL, if I could.
Please.
So historically, 19th century pro-slavery theologians, pastors, and slaveholders in the American South relied heavily on specific biblical passages to argue that slavery was a divinely sanctioned institution.
So you're
using hold on one moment, and you can answer this. But you using the Bible to justify animal slavery is the same thing they were doing to justify human slavery. So your argument's a fail.
An activism who specializes in abuse and exploitation would know people can abuse and exploit anything, including a book. I'm just saying. That being said,
but pastors and theologians were using the Bible to justify slavery.
Yeah, they were abusing
for it.
Hold on.
And you are using the same book to justify animal slavery.
I think we do have clarification. We have Vegan Heretic on the panel, and he's written a book on this. He's got this. I trust Vegan Heretic to be able to answer your questions, Trenton.
Well, Trenton, what I'm going to do is, if I could, this discussion on slavery is going to go on and on for hours, but it's kind of derailed from the original intent of what this call-in is about. And I'm not here to disprove your faith. I actually agree with your faith. I'm right there with you. You're my brother in the Lord, and I look forward to spending eternity with you. But the thing I would say is, this is about veganism. This is about you today as a Christian have a choice of food that comes from violence and suffering and the abuse of God's creation, or you have a choice of food that comes from mercy and compassion. I think as a Christian, to best show Christ's love in this world today due to all the wonderful technology we have and that we can get food from around the world, I think you and I are both obligated to make that choice of mercy and compassion when it comes to our food.
Okay, and did Jesus have mercy and compassion when he slaughtered animals to feed him and his disciples?
Jesus, there's no record of Jesus slaughtering any animals to feed his disciples, but that's not the question that I asked you. I asked you a question. I'll answer your question about Jesus, if you want, but I'm going to come back to that original question that I had for you, if that's okay.
Okay. And that was mercy and...
you have a choice of food that comes from animal abuse, the death and the slaughter of God's innocent creation, or you have a choice of food that comes from mercy and compassion. I'm saying, I'm going to give you, I'll concede that you have the right to eat animals, but I believe that as a Christian, you should show mercy when you can. And as a result of that, you should be choosing today a merciful diet.
Okay. So just so I don't want to get hung up on the religion side, because
you're the one that brought it in, bro.
I know, but I think that you would agree, since you're a Christian, that it's not a sin to eat meat. Correct?
I believe it's a sin for us to eat meat today, because if you and I were walking around with Jesus and his 12 buddies at the shores of Galilee, and the only thing we could eat, we had no money in our pockets, and the ocean, the Sea of Galilee was full of fish, yeah, that's a matter of survival. That's not the argument that we are having today. We have planes that can bring food from around the world. We have cargo ships. We have trucks that can bring food from one side of the country to another, which enable you to choose merciful food choices every time that Jesus and the disciples never had. So my question is going to be, should you choose violence or should you choose compassion?
In general, if that's a general question, yes, you should always choose compassion.
And do you not have that choice?
Okay, I'm a little bit of a different situation because I am a farmer, and so there's two situations here. One is the cows that I raise, and another is the crops that I raise. So would everybody on the panel agree that soy is a vegan food?
You're bringing this into what's going to be, I think... excuse me. I didn't mean to interrupt you. You can continue on. I want to make sure I understand you.
Okay, well, I'll answer for y'all. Soy is a vegan food, and it's a great food. I'm not taking that apart or taking that away from y'all.
Well, I just need to clarify that all plant foods are something that vegans can eat. So soy is not a vegan food; it is a plant.
I should have said an option.
Yes, any plant food is an option for a plant-based diet. So It's not, I just wanted to clarify that. It's not a vegan food, it's a plant. And vegans eat plant-based diets.
Okay. So what I will say is, and we run a from hoof to table meat business with our cattle. And we also grow crops, so corn, soybeans, wheat, milo. And where I see the most...
I'm not sure what your choice of... Okay.
Why do you grow corn and soy?
Where I see the most compassion and mercy is through our beef industry, through our beef process.
Trento, why do you grow corn and soy?
If I could find out how that's merciful first, if you don't mind. Because if you're growing animals and you're killing them, I'm going to question it like this. You and I believe that God made animals for his glory. And if he gave them a 20-year lifespan, you taking cattle and killing it at just a fraction of that is denying the animal everything that God wanted it for. If you are even purchasing at a grocery store or in a restaurant food that was from factory farm, let's not say on this idyllic place that you happen to be a farmer of, but if you purchase these products, you are buying products that denied animals every natural behavior instinct that God gave them. So you are, I would consider acting in a way that is only going to promote more animal abuse. And animal abuse is a sin. The sexual molestation of animals is a sin. Every time, if I understand right, 60%, if not more, and on some farms, probably 100% of all animals are sexually molested to create more food for people like yourself to eat. All these things are considered sinful in scriptures.
What are you saying, sexually molested? What do you mean?
If
Like artificial insemination?
There you go, sport.
Okay, yeah. Very, very few people actually use artificial insemination. It's actually expensive. The most common practice is if they're getting from a very high dollar bull on registered cows and they're trying to go
That's
after
not what
their
I've read.
eggs.
So you and I are going to have different points of view on that. But
Okay, well, we'll speak for my farm.
The
We use
FAO
zero
says that
artificial.
it's like, I believe it's 60 to 70% of cows are AI'd.
yeah, I
Okay.
heard from the FAO too that it's a minimum of 60%, and if not up to 100% on certain farms, because it is cost effective to do it that way. To let animals run off in the nature and bump uglies is not going to produce it as quick as they are if they do artificial
It's
insemination.
extremely effective.
Also,
But
it's much
anytime-
cheaper to
but
buy
anytime
sperm
at
than to
all.
have a bull.
Even if it only happens
that's not
minimal.
true either. It depends on the sperm and it depends on the bull. Also, AI does not always take. You have to try 3, 4, 5 times.
Either
It
way,
takes a lot of
either way,
man hours. It
Santo,
takes a lot of
Artificial
either
money.
way,
insemination. Oh man.
I'm just like, either way, no matter how the artificial insemination is done, a cow would choose their partner. You're not letting them do that. You're still forcing them with a particular partner. So either way, that's still a particular thing.
I don't think
But
cows
before
choose a
we
partner.
and Trento, yeah, they do, of course.
Cows,
But
no
yes, they
bovine
do.
chooses their partner. No,
Well,
no
not on your
bovine
farms, not on
mates
your
for
farms,
life.
but
A male comes in and dominates another male
Doesn't
and
matter,
gains
Trenton.
control of a
It
herd.
doesn't matter, Trenton.
No.
If we did what you
Trenton,
do,
if it involves humans having physical contact with animal genitalia, is that going to be something that Jesus would say, right on, please do it some more? Or would he say, maybe you shouldn't be doing something because many places in scripture call that, can I say the
believe-
word on TikTok? I don't know. It starts with beast and rhymes with morality.
I would say beachmeality. I had a sh.
I believe a lot
yeah.
of that depends on context. I believe mindset.
Okay, so then
mindset makes a big difference there.
All right, so then, Trenton, at the very least, wouldn't you say that anything that's produced like that should be avoided by a Christian?
Well, yeah, but I don't do it, so I would
Do you
agree.
ever?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you're at least on our side where you would say, get out there and promote that people don't purchase food from a grocery store or animal products from a grocery store or a restaurant unless they know for sure it came from your farm. How's that?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay, gotcha. Do you think you can produce enough to meet the demand of the entire, country that's now going to get the majority of their food cut off?
No, and see that's a big point that I would like to get to in this conversation is, are y'all willing to force, say the president came to you with a bill, if you sign it, animal products are now illegal across all 50 states.
This is a straw
or
man
whatever
to make
country
us
you're
look
in.
crazy. If we had the population on our side, we could easily pass a law like that. But if you do it without the people on that side, you get prohibition. So that's why we're doing it this way. We're talking to people one-on-one. That's how every rights movement has gone.
Well, that seems more sane, but I see a lot of
Trento,
really big bills that get
before
pushed
we
in,
move
like the
on
one in
to-
Oregon.
Oh,
Before
don't
we move
cry-
on to all that,
don't
Trento,
cry about the
I'm
IP28. That's pathetic. Don't do it. Go ahead, Chip.
I'm just curious, like you said, you grow corn and soy. What is it that you grow corn and soy for on your farm?
So we sell it to the mills, and if you'd like to know what corn and soy go to, I'm glad to break down what the percentages go to.
So so you grow corn and soy to sell it to the mills.
Mhm.
Okay, so what do you feed to your cows? How many cows do you have?
Between me, my grandfather, and my dad, we have around 220 head. of
Okay, how
mother
many?
cows.
How much food does a cow need eat per day?
Well, it's kind of hard to track because they eat grass, and we
Yeah,
don't
it's around
feed.
30 kilograms of food.
What kind of farmers?
Yeah,
farmers
it's around
have
30
to track
kilograms
how
of
much
food.
food they spend, how much money they spend
Yeah.
on food every year. So you can't tell me
Yeah,
you don't
we don't
know.
spend
Yeah.
any money on food. They graze.
Wait, what do you do during winter?
Hay, off the same fields that they graze, we cut grass, bale
Wait,
it up,
where do you
and
have
store
so
it
much?
for the
So you
winter.
have a huge land, Trento, as far as I understand, right? Like you have a monumentally insane amount of land, right?
I mean, I wouldn't. I like to be humble. I wouldn't.
Well,
say
you have
that.
to have. Well, you have to have enough land to feed 30 kilograms of grass per day during the time when grass grows, and another another 30 kilograms of hay per day for during winter. So you have to have
We have a
grass
very
that grows
mild
for when
winter,
they
so-
eat and grass that you cut for during the winter.
Yeah, we have a very mild winter, so we really don't need that much hay. But yeah, I mean, grass
For
grows every
200
day.
cows, you need a lot of hay. What my grandma had one cow and she had a barn full of hay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you probably for 200 cows. I'm imagining you have a big ass operation over there.
Yeah, grass grows in the winter too. I mean, especially some strains of grass. I mean,
Yeah, it
they're
grows
still
much less, doesn't
grazing,
it? Okay,
and
and
they
on that, and let me ask you this, Trento, on that land where there's only grass, could you have grown something else?
not really. It's just rocky. It's unairable, so we never have to
So
till it. We
wait,
never have to plant it.
it's a rocky field where grass continuously grows and cows continuously graze.
Yeah.
Can you explain to like I'm trying to imagine this because I actually lived on the countryside. I actually did this, and I've never seen what you're talking about. And my grandpa, and my grandma did have a big land, big land where animals were actually grass fed mostly, and they still had to feed the animals from time to time, other stuff. But you're saying you don't have that issue, and somehow you also grow.
It sounds like you're from Western
corn
Europe.
and soy, by the way.
It sounds like you're
no,
from...
I'm from Eastern Europe now.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, I don't know if you have quartz where you're at, but quartz is a very brittle, rock. It's kind of like a crystal, and it makes up pads essentially of this crushed.
Yeah, but you see the thing about it, Trento. So you have land that is arable, right? Because you grow corn and soy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only arable land that you have.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, yeah.
What does that mean?
For the most part, yeah. We have 2 or 3 fields that we will cycle between pasture and row cropping, just to keep the bacteria in the soil high.
So you do also grow grass there.
For grazing, yes, sometimes.
For grazing, okay. So when you grow all of these,
or we'll let our cows eat off the cover crops that we plant over the winter.
Sure. So when you grow all of this, because I'm assuming you were going towards the crop death argument when you were making this argument that it's somehow much worse if you do all this.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you do all this, do insects are insects or other animals not killed where you grow the grass, where you grow everything else, or do you just let snakes be there if there's a cow?
Yeah, snakes are
Yeah, snakes are there with the cows, aren't they?
How do you expect me to get rid of snakes on 3,000 acres? I can't get rid of snakes on 3,000 acres.
So if a snake, do you know cows are afraid of snakes, right?
Yeah, well, I've also seen them eating snakes. So I mean, yeah. What about it?
So if a cow is afraid of a snake, are you telling me you're not going to kill the snake?
I'm not out there in the pastures watching for snakes so that they don't get scared. I don't know what are you saying?
I'm just like,
no, okay.
What I'm trying to say
in
is
general,
because...
I'm going to answer your question. No, we don't
so
kill,
the whole thing,
we don't kill hardly anything in pastures. Only if we get infestations of like army worms or something like that are going to wipe out all the grass, then we will spray.
Sure. So my whole argument that I was trying to explain to you is that, of course, all this pasture that you claim of, maybe, maybe somehow you live in a magical land where it's totally different than anywhere else. But of course, on this pasture land, also animals are cleared away so that you make room for 200 cows. 200 cows who eat 30 kilograms of food every day. 6 tons of food per day.
Come and go.
Trenton,
6 tons of food per day.
Is that land that you have, has it always been pasture? Just always? Before even the house was built there?
So before Americans got here?
That house has been here since America got here?
The house? No. Okay. The cows?
That's what I asked.
A different kind of cow,
the
bison.
Land before your house got there, was it a pasture?
Essentially.
It was. You didn't have to clear any forest?
No.
So he established on a grassland.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
I just have a couple questions. Why is this what? Why are you saying that this is the moral way to go?
because it's more what was the word we were just using? Starts with a C. When you're being compassionate, it's more compassionate the way that most people, at least up until the point of selling off their steers, and then they go to the feedlots. That's a different story starting from then on. Generally, feedlots are very humane. They hang out in a pen, they eat really good feed, and then they go to slaughter.
Wait, did you say that?
This is such
did you say
bullshit.
that feedlots are humane? Feedlots?
Yeah, have you ever been to one?
They are not. You mean concentrated feeding operations, CAFOs?
Yeah, and
Yeah, those are not humane
wow.
at all. They are literally animals crammed so tight into spaces that's all covered in feces and urine, and they are just fed giant trays of usually soy or some other high-calorie grain. Like, those are not humane whatsoever. That's literally factory farming.
Yeah, they don't mind it at all. I promise.
They don't mind it at all.
Okay.
In general,
hold on.
okay.
Hold
I'll
on.
concede.
Please,
I'll concede.
please.
My whole point was
Trent,
until we
Trent.
sell.
Trent, you are saying that factory farming is humane. Is that really what I'm hearing from you?
I'm saying it's more humane than what happens in soy, wheat, and cornfields.
Okay.
You're saying that. Okay, so hold on. I just want to get this clear. You are saying that cramming thousands of animals into a tiny space is more humane than what happens with animals in corn and soy fields.
Okay.
The animals that are able to move out of the way and generally avoid the loud combines and tractors and all of those machinery. Is that actually what you're telling me?
Okay. So first off, there's policies in place to keep a certain amount of space per cow.
Yes or no? I want a yes or no. Is that what you were saying to me?
Do you have YouTube?
I want a yes or no.
Yeah. Yes, for the most part. You're kind of stretching my words, but yes.
So yes, you are saying that you. So yes, you are actually saying that factory farming CAFOs are more humane than wild animals living in
farming is a weird word.
Corn bean field. Is that actually what you're saying?
I might
factory
drop
farming
him
is a
after
weird
this.
word.
He's
What do you mean
literally
by
been up
factory
here
farming?
30 minutes and he still can't understand we shouldn't kick dogs for fun.
I think Trento's disingenuous. I think Trento's just using motivated reasoning to justify his position and what he's doing. I think what Trento is trying to do is trying to create a false dichotomy where you're either paying for crop deaths or paying for animals to be exploited. And somehow, in his own position, he thinks that factory farming is a nice thing because animals are not really bothered by it. They only have one bad day after all when they're sent to slaughter. On the other hand, when we planting crops, the animals don't just have one bad day, they somehow have it much monumentally worse. Trento, this is just motivated reasoning at its finest. You don't actually have an argument over here. And nobody, I think, even non-vegans wouldn't agree that factory farming is somehow better than an animal living in the wild. I think you're being delusional, and I think you're intentionally trying to misinform everyone. I think you're on a disinformation campaign because you have 200 cows and you want to justify your position, or you desperately want people to trust your position.
I have row crops and cows. They make up half
Trento,
and half of
Trento, we've already assessed your position. You make money from exploiting animals.
Doesn't make any difference to me.
Trento, do you make money from exploiting animals?
I don't know.
Yeah, partly.
Would you have any incentive? Trento, if you found out that exploiting animals is wrong, would you have any incentive to admit that it's wrong?
Okay, give me 30 seconds here without interrupting me, please.
If you found out that exploiting animals is wrong, answer my question, Trento.
Chip,
no.
Just hang
found
on
out, no more derails, Trento. If you found out that animal exploitation is wrong, would you have a financial incentive to not admit that it is wrong?
No. Because what I do to my animals is not
You make money from animal exploitation. Of course, you have a financial incentive to say that it is not wrong.
No, I would just go to planting crops.
Oh, okay.
Like, what are you saying?
But you said you don't have enough space to plant crops.
We're gonna drop him now. He just said he can go plant crops. Go do that instead of enslaving other animals. Oh my
But he said he doesn't have enough space to grow crops. What the
I
fuck?
mean, he obviously has money to buy crops. He says he does. There's no way he's feeding 220 cows on just grass. There's just no way. And if he is, that those cows take a very long time to get to weight, to get to their actual slaughter weight. So I don't know. It doesn't matter. He honestly was just making us go in circles. He was here for 30 minutes. Ian actually got so tired he put a timer up there.
I was gonna say a timer.
Yeah, right.
Timer's not.
Which I don't disagree. We should probably keep it because honestly, after 10 minutes, I mean, honest, it's an uphill battle after 10 minutes. They literally talk themselves backwards. The reason why, if you're still in here, the reason why it's wrong to enslave your cows is because they're sentient. I know we didn't talk about sentience much because we're still talking about how you're kind of contradicting yourself, that you're raising somebody, but you could feed more humans on the same amount of land, but you're so focused on your pleasure. You just kept working on, well, why is it wrong if I treat them nicely? And then you even said welfare is pointless. So now I think that you treat your cows like it's a factory farm. They feed
Not pleasure, profit.
Yeah, well,
he does it for profit.
I mean, that's a sort of pleasure, but you're right. Profit is a specific thing. Yeah, he does it for money. He also probably thinks that it's our right. We're entitled to their bodies. All of this is oppressive think. It's an oppressor's mindset. You're literally saying, because I'm a different species than you, and I perceive you as less cognitive, even though we compare them to our toddler children, I'm going to use you, right? Saying pasture is non-arable is wild. Yeah, that is weird. You said that there was, lots of grass to be able to feed all these animals. I understand some farms do live on rocky terrain that can't grow other crops, but if we stop farming animals altogether, we could feed more humans with more human crops and use less land at the same time. But the whole issue is not even that. It's that you said you're religious. I think Vegan Heritage laid it out very clearly. Should you choose violence or compassion? Compassion means to see someone.
Yeah, I did try to bring it back to that quite a few times, but I'm glad you guys took over when it came to the farming stuff. Just not my area of expertise, but
not even. I'm glad that we did talk about it, but it's not even to the point, right? The point is the compassion or the violence. The point is the victims. He was contradicting himself, so I don't want anybody to think we shouldn't have been calling him out. I just think the point was compassion or violence, and he said you should always choose compassion. He said that.
Yeah,
that's a great question. I use it often, and if you can just, Trent, if you're even still listening, I hope you at least consider that your next food purchase.
He's still in here.
Yeah.
By the way, wheat is a grass.
It is.
I thought it was interesting how he was saying. Didn't he say he had 3,000 acres? Or sorry, 3,000 acres, right? It was something.
I didn't know the number of acres. I sadly did not catch that.
I remember.
I only heard 200
cows. That's all I heard about the cows. 220 cows.
Yeah, he had. Yeah, but I mean, to have soy and corn, and grow. Wait, right? It was corn. Yep. Is that right? Soy and corn. Yeah. So to grow both of those things obviously means that he has arable land, and if he's saying that he, doesn't make a ton of money off of the flesh of his cows that he sells, then it's, why don't you just completely switch over? I mean, just completely switch over. And the fact that anyone could possibly think that supporting a factory farm, a CAFO, is acceptable, and especially as that point being that there is apparently less cropland being used or something, and it's like there's actually more cropland being used because you have to feed all these animals in the concentrated animal feed operations. Like, you have to feed them all, and they are all having grains usually, because grains are a high calorie food compared to grass.
Yep. Exactly. They get them to weight faster. They use less land. They do use land to feed them, but because they get fatter quicker, they don't need to eat as much. But the issue with factory farming is that they're an individual and they're suffering, right? They're cramped in little tiny cages, and to the point where they go crazy and start to cannibalize each other, and they lose their minds, just as humans would. If we kept humans in similar conditions, they would also cannibalize and start going nuts. So that's how we know that we're no different than them. We're only lucky that we have others that will share information with us. That's a privilege. Like, with that privilege, we have responsibility to not take advantage of those that are vulnerable to us, to not breed individuals that have handicaps so that they're dependent on us and can't escape. That's terrible. It doesn't matter, Trenton. I don't care about all these side things. You keep distracting yourself from the ethics. The cows, do they care about themselves? If someone can suffer, doesn't that mean they deserve moral consideration over your taste pleasure? Or any pleasure? Profits?
There's a guest waiting, by the
Yeah,
way.
I got a couple. Let's bring them up. Neffies.
Hello.
Hi, I appreciate your patience. I did see you in the chat. Are you over 18?
Yep.
Okay. Are you vegan?
No.
All right. And then what do you understand veganism to mean?
Veganism is a way of living that is against exploitation against animals.
Yeah. What do you understand exploitation to mean? Just to make sure we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah, it means treating someone unfairly to gain an advantage, or just using a resource for profit.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's keeping you from being vegan and living that principle?
I have vitamin B12 deficiency, therefore I can't adapt to a plant-based diet.
How do you get B12?
Can you supplement?
I do supplement, and I did try a plant-based diet in the past, but I got really ill, like fatigue. I looked pale. I felt like there were needles all over my body.
Wait, did you have a severe B12 deficiency?
Yes, and I did go against my doctor.
Did you take
I
B12
did
shots?
go against my doctor. What?
Did you take B12 shots?
Yeah, I did, but I've been taking my supplements a lot recently. Therefore, my doctor said we can, take a chill, we can take a break from the shots.
So you did take the shots?
Yeah, I did.
What dosage of shots did you take?
I don't really remember, to be honest.
Did you do the shots yourself?
No. I have a fear of needles, therefore, I simply cannot.
Oh, okay. But you did that daily? How often do you do that?
Not daily, weekly, about every 2 weeks,
Oh, okay. So it's one of those shots. Okay, because when I had a severe B12 deficiency, I did B12 shots daily. But I had a severe B12 deficiency while I wasn't even vegan. So I fail to see why B12 is somehow holding you back from being vegan when you can literally take B12 supplements or take B12 fortified food or all of them.
But you see, vitamin B12 comes from animal foods and fortified items, not from plants.
No. So just buy fortified foods. But B12 is not produced by animals. Animals also get it from a supplement nowadays.
But it mainly comes from animal foods.
No. But animals, in animal foods, it's not. Animals don't produce B12. Animals are fed a supplement. Cows are fed cobalt, and other animals are fed cobalamin, which is literally the vitamin B12. So you're getting a second-hand supplement. So why not just get a supplement directly?
You see, even if you look it up, no plant sources create.
Why not get the supplement? Why not get the supplement, Nefes?
I do take the supplement, and like I've said, I did try a plant-based diet, but I felt ill.
From lack of B12?
Yes.
So wait, what did you feel
not
ill?
from a lack of B12. You see, I took my supplements, and then I tried the plant-based diet, and
Okay,
I
so it's
still
not
did
B12
take my
then.
supplement. What?
It's not B12 then, because you said you were on a plant-based diet and you fell ill, but it wasn't the B12 because your B12 was okay because you took the supplements.
Regardless, I would say that it was related to my B12, and let's say that it was not. Therefore, I got ill by plant-based diet.
What were your symptoms?
Fatigue. I felt like there were needles all over my body.
Maybe you didn't eat enough. Is that a possibility that you didn't eat enough? A lot of people, when they adopt a plant-based diet, they don't eat enough.
I ate 3 meals a day.
Yeah, but those 3 meals, if I eat 3 meals that have 500 calories each, it's still definitely not enough.
Yeah, but still, I had spinach, I had broccolis, I had carrots.
That sounds like you didn't eat enough. That sounds like literally you probably didn't eat enough. What was your main source of protein on a plant-based diet?
Spinach.
Oh,
Spinach was your main source of protein on a plant-based
could I
diet?
ask, if you had access to a free plant-based dietitian, would that change your mind to live vegan?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. That's perfect.
Yeah, well, we have access to free dietitian,
Yeah.
but Nefes, I'm also a nutritionist.
Exactly.
And I can tell you for a fact that spinach is not a good source of protein. I mean, a good source of protein, if you told me tofu, tempeh, seitan, or hell, even chickpeas and lentils, I would have accepted as a somewhat mediocre answer. But without tofu, tempeh, seitan, or soy chunks, what other sources of protein?
I did consume tofu as well, but I'm like let's say that I had a plate, right? It would be about like let's say 100 grams of spinach, if not more, and then a smaller bit of tofu.
But Nefes, it sounds like you were eating a lot of fiber. 100 grams of spinach doesn't even have, I think it has, I don't know, 100 calories, 200 calories at more.
Yeah.
I don't even think it has 100 calories. It has less than 100, yeah. So you were eating, and if you said you had 100 grams of spinach and some tofu, then it means that one of your meals had barely 200 calories. Barely.
No,
Of course you didn't have any energy if that's what you ate.
Spinach is 23 calories. That's it.
That's insane. Like you were basically not eating anything.
Yeah, you would have to eat pounds of spinach to even get close to your daily intake of spinach, of calories alone. And you would die before you would even get your calorie intake of spinach because it's just too much.
I wouldn't just consume spinach. I would also consume other plants, not just spinach.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to bring back one thing real quick. B12 comes from a bacteria, it doesn't come from animals. And that bacteria does grow in some plants, like seaweed. You can get B12 from seaweed. So I just want to clear that up. Not to say that anything that Chip was saying was wrong. But yeah, it just does not come from animals at all. Animals do not produce it, and neither do plants. It is only bacteria that produces B12.
Yeah. So Nefes, it seems like you had two things, right? One is B12 and the other is not eating enough calories. Is it possible that if you do take your B12 supplements and eat enough calories, is it possible that you could be healthy on a plant-based diet?
Yes.
Yeah. So if your concern is how to do it, as you've been told, we have several resources to help you how to do it. But now, what do you want to do? Do you want to adopt these resources? Do you think you should try that?
Not to dox myself, but where I live, unfortunately, we don't have enough resources when it comes to like dietitians or people that can support
this
us.
would be online.
We have that for you.
Online?
Yeah, and it's free.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess I would like to adapt to a plant-based diet that would be good for my body. But like, regardless on my diet, I do not use like leather or silk or anything, and like I only use like vegan makeup, none that is tested by animals, none.
Yeah, so you have the values, right? Like you hold the values that it's wrong to exploit animals. You just don't know how to do it when it comes to food.
I guess we could say that.
Yeah, and that's fine.
That's where most people are actually
like
at.
that. Yeah, and we're honestly like one of the reasons why you're here is to help people like you, and I'm actually happy that you came up because we do have a lot of resources to help you out. That there's no need for you to be concerned with that. But Nefes, what I recommend more than anything is don't do this, don't wing this. If you do go to a dietitian that we provide for free, or if you are given like a meal plan, go with it and do the whole thing. And maybe you learn that you like some foods more than others, which is perfectly fine. But it's very important that you reach your caloric goal, because otherwise, yeah, you tend to have headaches, you tend to feel weak, you tend to lose your period, you tend to have a lot of bad things if you don't eat enough.
I was throwing up, I'm telling you. I was like throwing up a lot. Wait, can I see that? What is that?
This is called the Vegan Daily Dozen. You can Google this too, because if you find it online, you can actually find more specific what is a serving. This is basically like a food pyramid. It's just how to get everything you need on a whole food plant-based diet. So the
Great.
little boxes are how many servings of each thing you need. But yeah, I would, if you go to our website, the antianimaluse.org, there's resources there that will help you find that dietitian. If you want to just look it up directly, animaljustice21.org is where the free dietitian and the free nutritionist is, and you can ask them questions, and they can even talk to you one-on-one or privately. Or I meant
Right. Do you mind repeating that? I'm just gonna write it down.
Yeah, animaljustice21.org.
Great.
And you'll
Thank you.
see us in there too. We're trying to foster a huge community so that you have other vegans that have been around for a while, and new vegans that are trying to figure out their obstacles, so that you have a community of people to rely on and talk to and be there for you. Because sometimes the world isn't nice and fair, and it's good to have somebody to lean on. So that's why we're here.
Right, right. Also, for the person, I'm sorry for kind of cutting you off. Someone who said, or Google, how do I be a vegan? That doesn't really fit everyone's standards. Like, for example, me, I have vitamin B12 deficiency. You can't just look something up, because let me tell you what it's going to say. Eliminate meat-based stuff in your diet. Don't eat meat. Don't consume fish. Don't consume eggs or milk or anything that comes from dairy. Don't use animal parts
So
for clothing or anything.
Thinking I can't have da-da-da-da-da, understand what each of these individual products came from, right? Because that's what it comes down to. Vegans aren't denying themselves. It's more like, I don't want to eat eggs because I know that chicken was exploited to get those eggs, and I don't want to pay for her to be exploited, or I don't want her brother to be ground up, or I don't want to pay for a cow to be molested so that her baby is robbed from her so I can have milk, or pay for any animal to go through the slaughterhouse. It comes from me principally just not wanting to support that. Has nothing to do with like, I'm not allowed to eat this, 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 and this. Does that make more sense? So, but the plant-based dietitians will help you with that, because they come from that perspective already, that you want to live vegan, but you want to be healthy, and they will help you with that, so you meet all your needs.
Right. And another question before I leave, I don't want to take you guys' time. Do you think that a plant-based diet would help with weight loss?
If you want it to. It's up to you what you want, because you can actually, I kind of right now currently struggle with weight gain because I keep eating fattier foods. I'm not watching my diet as closely as I should. Like if I ate more of what I have on the screen, I would be probably more of a healthy weight. So yeah, you can be a healthy weight if you want. You could be a fat vegan, skinny vegan, a muscly vegan. It's all up to you on what you want to do with that. Veganism purely just means leaving out sentient beings. You're not using anybody.
Right.
It's calories in, calories out. If you're going to be burning more calories than you eat, then you're going to be losing weight.
Go for it.
Yeah, I just want to add something really quick, because you were talking about earlier when you went plant-based and you were having all of those symptoms. And then when you were talking about it more, it really seemed like you were in a pretty severe calorie deficiency. And so I guess I just want to be cautious around, you having a B12 deficiency and trying to go vegan, which veganism, again, isn't a diet. So trying to go plant-based and in the hopes of losing weight, I would just be really careful about that at first. And I'm in no way discouraging you from going vegan. Absolutely. Like you definitely can do it. You can be healthy on a vegan diet. I just kind of want to caution against thinking of it as
getting skinny,
a weight loss thing. And
I do agree with that sentiment. I want to add, there are a lot of people that just go straight to like raw veganism, and then they get sick and they don't meet all their needs. So whatever you're going to do, just make sure that you get all your nutritions, that you feel good. And that's what that checklist is great for. So.
Right. Thank you guys a lot for your support, and I hope you have a great rest of your live stream. I'm gonna go now, but I'll make sure to follow you before I leave. And yeah, everyone take care.
Please,
Bye.
I'd love to hear from you too. If you reach out to the resources.
Okay.
Awesome. Appreciate you. You have a good day.
Bye.
Yeah. I just want to add one more thing really quick.
Okay.
You can see, so on the back it says antianimaluse.org, that the website. So on there, if you go to the Go Vegan tab and you scroll down a bit, there's some resources to help you. It says make the change, and there's 10 weeks to vegan. There's all these different things on there, and the nutritionfacts.org is on there as well. So that's just such a good site to help you, and that's Anna's site.
Right. Thank you again.
Awesome. You have a
I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Thank you, you too. Yes, I know Ian made the website is really good. It's got a lot of resources. The only thing that we're missing right now, because I think it has Animal Justice 21 in there, but the only thing I think that's missing now is I don't have a list of TikTok vegans. I only have YouTube vegans in there. So if you go in there, you can find other creators, but it's just the YouTubers. I don't have the awesome TikTokers.
Yeah, the site looks so
Yeah,
good.
right?
It looks absolutely
Dubs in
incredible.
the chat
There's
for
like join the
Ian.
movement. Yes.
Dubs in the chat for Freesia for
There's so
checking it
many
out.
it's so good. It really is. Like it has all the documentaries that, like we always advocate for people to watch, and it has all the different arguments on there. It's a great site. So yes, such a good job. Such a good job.
I know, I love that site. I go on it often, and I tell people, please take your time, scroll through, click on things, It's a lot of information there. All right, let's get Keith. Oh, I can't bring you up. If I bring you up, I can't bring any.
I'm gonna drop out.
Right,
I
you
was
did
gonna
say
say
it.
I'm gonna
Okay.
drop out, so it's
Well,
perfect.
thank you, Chip, for being
Yeah,
up here.
yeah.
If you're not following that Chip guy, go follow him right
appreciate
now.
you.
Great activist. He even just did street outreach this morning, so you can go watch his most recent post. So, yeah.
Appreciate you. And become a member, everyone on YouTube. If you're not a member, you're not
You're missing out
living
on the
life.
train.
That's what it is. Yeah, you're missing out on the train. You want to go on the train.
All right. Well, thank you, Chip, for being up here. Appreciate you.
Bye.
All right. Welcome up, Keith. Good to see you. What's
Hello.
up?
Oh, not much. How are
Doing
you?
all right. Doing all right. We've had some long haul talkers for sure. But doing well.
Yeah, true enough.
We have 303. There you are. Are you over 18? Cheddar and barbecue wavy and sour cream and onion. Oh my goodness. Don't hurt yourself. Well, I had another request, but they disappeared. They were there for quite a while. If you still want to come up, if you're over 18 and you think you have a justification for not being vegan, would love to talk to you. Figure out why you're not vegan. Animals are sentient, feel, and care about themselves. They desperately want you to be vegan already. You need to be vegan yesterday, right? Animals are losing everything every second. I was actually going to add that kill count, like that Freesia brought up, that's on that website. I don't know if I can. Oh, okay. I guess I can't move that. Here we go. Okay. Anybody coming up? TikTok, YouTube. The link is in YouTube. Does that link not work? Window capture. Oh, not window. The browser. There it is. And then let's see what comes up. Does it work? Oh, is that at the bottom? Where is it? Oh, I can't see it. Darn, I thought it would work. Nope, guess not. I was trying to show the website. It won't come up. What? Well, this is boring. So veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. We're up here to talk about how animals are sentient. They feel, right? They have a brain and or central nervous system and are alive. If that's the case, most likely they're sentient. The way we know that somebody is sentient is we watch their behaviors. If a human is nonverbal and can't, or is of low cognition, maybe, we would watch their behaviors, and that's how we know that they are a sentient being. Sentience means an individual having their own experience of life, weighing out that experience and making a preference. They typically prefer to avoid harm and stay comfortable. 12 years vegan, 47 years younger, because it's science. Awesome, Leo. Let's see. Graceful vegan. Good to see Jason. You're in here. What's up? Yeah, Chip is awesome. Anybody have any good reason for not being vegan? Did you request up? Okay, perfect. You got to be over 18 though. It's not so much a debate. Are you okay with having a conversation? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I am.
Are
Yeah.
you over 18?
So,
Okay.
yeah, I am.
Two more
2006.
questions. Are you vegan? What do you
No.
understand veganism to mean?
Well, I understand veganism as you only eat plant-based diet.
That is something we do. Veganism comes from an ethical space, though. It's a principle to not want to demand another's exploitation, an individual having their own subjective experience. Do you agree that if we can avoid demanding someone's exploitation, we should?
Well, what I think of, like, obviously, 'cause I eat meat, what I think of eating meat
Can you
as,
answer my question?
obviously, in the wild. What was your
Do
question
you
again?
think that we should avoid demanding someone's exploitation if we can?
Not really.
If someone has the capacity to suffer, should we consider them morally?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay, so why is it okay then in your mind to take advantage of somebody who's so vulnerable to you?
Well, I think that is what is the difference in the wild as an animal eating animal.
The difference is
As
you're a
in-
moral agent in human morality. You understand that your actions have consequences, that you can cause someone harm. And if you continue to do an action that causes someone harm, you should be held accountable for that. Whereas a wild animal is not
but-
a moral agent in human morality. They might be a moral agent in their own morality constructs, but as far as what we're talking about, they're not aware of our human constructs. So I can't hold them to the same accountability that I can hold you to.
I would understand, like, what you're saying. I would understand if we were taking animals from the wild.
Do you think it's
but
fair to
most
enslave
of where-
anybody?
No, like, I would understand where you're coming from. Like I said, if we were taking the
Even
animals from the
from the
wild,
wild,
but most of
breeding
where our
someone
meat
into
comes from.
existence for you to use is better?
Well, it's more.
It's manipulative. That's what
sustainable
it is.
instead of
You're
taking.
just taking somebody who
No, but
doesn't
it's also-
know that
yeah,
they
but-
have a possibility of a freedom. You're just making them ignorant
Yeah,
of
but
that.
it's also more
if I did that
sustainable.
human
Right.
slavery is sustainable. I can control their consumption. I can reduce the impact on the planet.
Yeah, but also, like, say if it right. So say you've got two options. Yeah, what would you rather? We take animals from the wild, or we breed them for
Neither.
human consumption?
You can eat plants.
No,
I don't
no, like,
care
you have
about
to-
your
like, no,
options,
if
Frosty.
you-
I'm here to talk about the animals. You're trying to turn this into something weird. I don't even know where you're going. I'm talking about
Turn it into
it's
something
immoral.
weird. I'm just.
Frosty, I don't think you're here to have an honest
I'm not
conversation.
trying to turn it into
I don't
something
know.
weird.
So look, stop.
I'm here.
Stop.
Oh, it's content.
Do you think it's fair to kick dogs for fun? I'm going to kick a dog for fun and exercise. I need exercise to be healthy. Is this moral?
Well, dogs are considered a pet, not
So
food.
I'm going to kick this dog that I have purchased from some foster or some shelter. I've given them a good life, fed them all the yummy treats, all the belly rubs, all the cuddles. Now it's evening time and I need my exercise. Is that moral?
Well, it's not exactly moral,
Why
but
is
it's
it
whatever people
immoral?
want to do,
I
isn't
agree
it?
with you, it's immoral, but can you explain why without repeating the question?
Well, it's. I don't really need to explain myself.
Can't.
It's for
That's
human
what
benefit.
it is. You're unable to. The reason why it's wrong to kick the dog is because they feel they're experiencing life. That's why. Why is it wrong for me
Yeah,
to
but
kick
at the same
you?
time, plant.
Why?
Yeah, but at the same
Frosty,
time, plants have
dude,
no.
you are so disingenuous. Can you please have a real conversation? You're so focused on your
Yeah, but
sensory.
I am
Shut
having a
up.
conversation.
You're so focused on your sensory pleasure. You're literally using grapist logic.
Vegans are all the same.
don't
You're
want
all
your
the
camera.
same. You're all the same.
Goodbye.
Vegans, you're all.
I agree. Non-vegans are all the same. They sit there and focus on their pleasure and they use grapist logic to say, my pleasure matters more than your entire life. You're not in my group. Therefore, I can ignore your sentience and use you for my sensory pleasure. That's what you're doing. And that's what you're defending when you come up here. All right.
Yeah, I think he said he wasn't against animal slavery,
did say
right?
that.
Did you ask him that? he wasn't against it. Yeah, at that point, if you are a pro animal slavery, I don't know. That's where the conversation ends for me, kind of, because like I always try to look for someone that's willing to eventually become an activist to help us, help the animals. And once he says that, it's like we're done talking, because there's no point, right? I agree with you.
Well, I try to point to human slavery because usually we can find common ground there. But
true, very true, very true. But I also find value in letting people that are like pro-slavery talk about why they're pro-slavery, so that they just look terrible for anybody who's like on the fence down in chat too. So all of it has value. Like I appreciate everything you're doing,
I didn't think
and trying to open him up to like a critical thinking. But he was just wanted to be combative and defend anything that was not vegan. That's why at the end he's like, "You vegans are all the same." He just wanted to fight.
He also comes on here every time
does
Anna
he? I
goes
didn't
live.
even recognize
he's
it. That's
been-
why he probably does it then.
Dude.
Got it. Frosty.
He's a freaking flyer. Is that it?
Yeah, he's been on
that's
here
frustrating.
like every live that you've been going live, and
you've
I
talked to him before?
I recognize his voice so much, like, and it's always goes the same way, like always goes the same direction. Like he just like conflates and diverts, and
Really not worth it then.
Now that you mention it, Frosty does sound familiar to me. Now that you
I'll
mention
write
that,
his name down so I try to, like, when I write things down, I
Interesting.
usually remember better. I just honestly don't. Once I kick a troll, I honestly forget about them. I just don't care to waste more thought on them.
yeah. Next time if he comes up, you can say, "Are you against animal slavery yet, or are you still pro?"
Yeah,
Okay, bye.
All right, let's get Dollar Stowe Cowboy. Oh, we're at the slaughterhouse now. The bus picked us up. Now we're at the slaughterhouse. Hey, Dollar Stowe Cowboy, are you over 18?
Yeah.
Are you vegan? What do you
No.
understand veganism to mean?
You eat plants. You eat plant-based foods.
That is something we do. Veganism comes from an ethical principle to not want to demand someone's exploitation. I don't want to use someone unfairly because I'm a sentient being. I don't want to be used unfairly for someone else.
Which I have a question, because as someone who raises the food I eat, like it's not. There's nothing exploitive about it.
What does exploitation
It's a trade-off. It means you are using something to benefit. You are using something
unfairly
to benefit yourself.
So it is exploitation.
To benefit yourself.
Do you think sending a cow into a slaughterhouse is in their best interest or yours?
Well, I don't send mine to slaughter.
Sell them to somebody else, or you kill them yourself. Does it feel good?
Well, yes,
I
raise them.
Shut
I
up.
protect.
God, what is with people? You guys really frustrate me. I don't care what you really have to say about what you do. I want to know why you do it, right? Why is it okay for you to stab a cow?
Well, I don't
You
stab
just
a
said
cow.
that you kill your animals.
That'd be inhumane. Well, yeah, but stabbing is
How
not
do you do
how
it
you
then?
do
Walk
it.
me through
That's
it.
inhumane. You take a fucking
Call
pistol.
it a pew pew.
In my
We're
case,
on
I take my
TikTok. Use your
torch.
brain hole. So you take a pew pew.
Why can't I call it what it's actually called?
Because
Yeah,
holy
that guy's
shit.
dumb. I think that guy's
TikTok
drunk,
censors.
honestly.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Well, it is. I don't know.
Yeah,
5 p.m.
yeah,
somewhere.
it's true. Hey, Caleb, are you
Hello?
over 18? Okay, are you vegan?
I am.
What do you
No,
understand
ma'am.
veganism to mean?
So, from my point of view, it's the refusal to eat meat or products that come from animals due to the idea that, like, they're sentient and that it hurts them.
Close. We're against exploitation. We're against the exploitation of other animals that are
Okay.
having their own subjective experience. Yeah. So I don't want to demand an individual who can suffer to be exploited or used unfairly for my benefit. Don't you agree with that principle?
Oh, I do agree with that.
So what's keeping you from being vegan?
And something I want to say, is that you talk about animal slavery, and you just call it slavery, which I'll respect that because I just don't want to cause drama that doesn't need to be there. And you talk about how animals are enslaved, and I agree. I think that these like mass farms with like so many cows or so many pigs and not enough room for them, I think that's fundamentally wrong. Not just because like it's just bad conditions, and it's taking away from what hunting and getting your own food has done in the
Do you
past.
think, though, if somebody has the capacity to suffer, that the more moral option is to not exploit them?
Well, when you say animals have the ability to suffer,
Yeah.
if you raise an animal the way I see fit, I don't think
I
that
didn't say
animal
they
is
did
suffering at any
suffer.
point in
I
its
said
life.
they have the capacity to suffer. That just means, so the
They
point
have the
is that all
capacity.
animals
Okay.
have emotions. They can feel joy, they can feel suffering, they can feel pain, right? They can feel pleasure. And what my point is if somebody has the capacity to feel this range of emotions, don't they deserve moral consideration over your sensory pleasure? Aren't they more valuable than your 15 minutes of pleasure?
I'm gonna say I don't fully
Do
agree with
they
that
inherently care about
because
themselves? They
I mean,
do.
I don't
They
know. I'm not
do.
an animal.
We
I
know.
would
We know they
honestly
care
lean
about
no.
themselves. When you watch slaughterhouse footage, they turn away from the knife. They don't want to be in harm's way. They don't want to be in tight, cramped spaces. They understand harm is coming. They can smell what's happening, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously that's true. It's animalistic nature to try to avoid death
So
and try
since
not
they
to
want
die,
to,
and I
that's human
understand
nature
that.
too. Don't you agree that we should respect that? Okay,
Yes,
so
it's
since
human
we
nature.
all share this
Well,
inherent value to live, shouldn't we respect all those that have that preference?
Well, I'm respecting my
Of
inherent
course,
human nature
but
to
you don't.
live
No, no, no,
by
no, no, no,
eating
no.
meat to
You're
survive.
giving yourself pleasure. You don't need to use someone. You can use something else. Just like me kicking a dog for fun, I can kick something else for my health. I don't need to kick a sentient being. You can eat something else.
Well, kicking a dog for
Exercise.
fun, that does not.
Exercise.
Caleb, really quickly, Caleb, just work with a basic hypothetical for half a second.
Okay.
In a basic hypothetical, understanding this hypothetical scenario, you know unequivocally, beyond a shadow of a doubt, you will be completely healthy on a fully plant-based diet. Do you think that you should now swap to that plant-based diet to avoid their exploitation and oppression, or not?
If I'm fully healthy in a
correct.
Okay. I can imagine the scenario
That's
in
not answering the
which
question.
I
Do you find
would
an
change to that.
obligation to go vegan?
Well, just yeah.
I do
in
not
that-
find an obligation, no.
In that scenario, do you?
No, I do not.
Okay, why are you okay? Then it has nothing to do with survivalism for your justification. Or at least that is only one element. You're saying there's some other deeper motive that causes you to, cause this harm and exploitation, oppression towards them. What is that other thing or things besides nutrition? Because that's obviously, even when we like equate that out of the situation, you still think that they should be oppressed for these reasons. So why is it?
Well, you see, in my point of view, and this is either going to make y'all really angry, and I just know for y'all will completely disagree with it. I don't think an animal's life or an animal's, being harmed really matters in the sense that they're an animal, right?
So it is okay for me to
y'all
kick
are just
dogs
going
for
to disagree with
exercise.
Can we test that again? Yeah, Caleb, can we test that again? Their life is what you're saying doesn't matter, correct?
Their life does not matter to me.
Okay, so do you think if someone like unalived a dog for a hearing pleasure, that would be morally permissible in your eyes?
When you say a hearing pleasure, they like the sound of a dog dying? Or am I misunderstanding you?
Correct.
Well, I don't think it's okay to kill a dog for listening pleasure, no, because...
Okay, then obviously you do morally care about their life, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't care whatsoever the reasoning is for unaliving them. You would just look at the concept of unaliving an animal as just morally permissible no matter the context. So like, what is it? Do you care or not care about their lives?
You see, I care about a dog's life, but I don't care about a pig's life.
So
and I
if
know
then,
y'all are gonna say I'm
let's test
contradicting
that.
myself.
Let's test that. Do you think if I unalived a pig because of like a hearing, sight, touch, or smell pleasure, that would be justified?
No, solely off of that. No, of course not.
Okay, then what is like? What's
Pig's
the
not a dog,
justification
so-
here then? Like we very like what that expresses again is by saying no, I don't think that that's okay. You are in the same breath saying their life is worth something to me. It's not just flat nothing, right? You're saying
It's not about their life being worth something to me. It's about the fact that the only reason you should kill an animal is if it's doing something for yourself, not pleasure-wise, but survival-wise.
Wait, hold on. Caleb, we just asked you a hypothetical in which the hypothetical it's stipulated you know unequivocally, beyond a shadow of a doubt, you will be just as healthy under a fully plant-based diet. And even in that scenario, you said, fuck it, kill them. I want my taste pleasure. That's what you said. Are you taking that back now and saying in that hypothetical you would follow a plant-based diet?
I wouldn't be doing it for taste pleasure. No, I'd just be doing it because I don't value an animal's life at the same level as.
I'm not saying that I even value an animal's life at the same value of a human's life. But I don't value your mother at the same value as my mother. That doesn't lead me to now saying I should oppress your mother for some trivial reason. If I was comparing, say, like a vital interest versus a vital interest, like the survival of my mother versus the survival of your mother, I would put my mother ahead of yours, right? And you would put yours ahead of mine. That would be a reasonable take. Just like how we would do it with like a random Joe Schmo human. If it was my life versus a random human's life, I would put my life ahead of theirs, right? In a vital case. But if I'm talking about trivial interests, I wouldn't go oppress and exploit another human for a trivial interest. So why are you getting to the justification that because you disvalue them more than another, that leads automatically to the point that you should needlessly oppress and exploit them for a taste pleasure?
I don't think. Okay, so. Yeah, man. I wouldn't say it's for taste pleasure. It's just saying that
it is.
I don't see the difference.
Well, I know, but if I give you this hypothetical in which you know unequivocally in the hypothetical you will be just as healthy following a plant-based diet, and the plant-based options are completely available to you, and you can access them, etc., then that means you have option 1, plant-based living, or the option 2 of unaliving the animal. Both will give you the nutrition that you require. You have the choice to pick either, and the only reason for now picking the other one would be because you enjoy it, aka taste pleasure. So again, what is the moral justification in this hypothetical scenario that I'm giving you?
Well, morally for me, a pig's life is worth on the same level as an apple's life. Eating an apple and eating bacon is no different to me.
Do you think if I kicked an apple, that would be morally equivalent to kicking a pig? For fun?
For me, yeah.
Holy shit! You think kicking a pig in the face with steel-toed boots would be morally equivalent to kicking an apple with steel-toed boots?
Well, I mean, at that point, just kill the pig. I mean,
just answer my question.
Keith, could I just ask them a question that you asked earlier?
Sure.
Ask him the question about cutting an apple and the hearing pleasure of hearing an apple being cut.
Yeah.
Go back to the hearing one.
Yeah, okay. Do you think if I unalived a pig for hearing pleasure, that would be morally equivalent to slicing an apple open for hearing pleasure?
Well, no, because in that situation, the pig may not die, but it's just gonna suffer, right?
No. That's literally the hypothetical. I'm unaliving this pig for hearing pleasure, or I'm slicing open an apple for hearing pleasure. Do you think that those are morally equivalent?
No.
Okay, then you're in a contradiction.
I understand that it seems though I'm contradicting myself, but also at the same time, if you're cutting open an apple purely for the hearing pleasure and you're not going to eat that apple, that's incredibly wasteful. And
Wait, do you
killing
think
a pig.
any
If you just
possible
kill a
waste is
pig,
just like an immoral action?
what'd you say?
You think any waste is an immoral action?
Yeah, I
Okay,
would say
so
that.
changing your oil like too soon is an immoral action.
If you're
If
wasting,
your oil, like let's say your oil in your car lasts 10,000 miles and you changed it like I don't know at like 9,500, you're doing an immoral action. You're just like evil.
Also, he did say that he wouldn't want the pig to be stabbed because there would be suffering involved, and the apple being cut would just be wasteful. So there's still two different reasons. They're not the same.
What are we looking up right now? Oh, were they just trying to leave? Got it. Sorry, I had to run to the bathroom. I was doing the potty dance. I can't hold it anymore.
Yeah, I mean the waste thing is silly because like like literally in the case of the taste pleasure, he's also wasting their life.
Yeah, what a silly
needlessly.
excuse.
Like,
if I had heard that, I would have been like, what the fuck? Jim! Oh my gosh. Yep, Jim just repeated what you said. All those calories going to waste. Yeah. Think of all the human bodies that we just throw away. All these bodies that have delicious meats you could eat, all just being thrown into the garbage. Or all the animals, companion animals that we put down because they can't find homes and we just incinerate them or bury them. What are we doing? Right? What a waste of all that meat. You said it first. Jem said it first, Keith. So you stole it from Jem. Anyway. All right. Never mind. There was a guest, but they disappeared. Anybody who's over the age of 18 and not vegan, please come up and talk. Let's talk about why you're not vegan. Veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings, meaning I don't want to demand an individual who's having their own subjective experience of life to be unfairly used for my benefit and not in their best interest. That's not fair. I wouldn't want that treatment. So I reflect that respect that I demand to all beings that have that same inherent value and preference to live without exploitation. Okay, I see people talking about souls. Did I miss anything else? Oh, here. Veg in the Woods, my gosh. Another $10. He described what someone would feel in the victim situation when you know you can't seek therapy. I don't know what that's in reference to, but thank you for the donation. No, you can't seek therapy. I don't know what you meant. I'm sorry. Yeah, I do think that a lot of people work backwards. They definitely think about themselves first, and it's human. So it's not that you're a bad person that you think this way. It's just, it's a mistake that us humans make. We think about ourselves first and then we work backwards. And it's a survival thing. Yes, you need to take care of yourself. But just take a step outside of it just for a moment, just to hear, what if you weren't being considered? What if your best interest and your consent were ignored? Would you want action taken? Would you want justice, right? Would you want to be stood up for and not exploited? Or would you rather people just carry on? Your advocates stay quiet, right? Please consider the fact that the economy has became far too dependent on animals. It's not far too dependent. I mean, it is too much in that it's using somebody at all, but it's not too far gone that we can't stop and reverse things. All of our systems are just people. We're just all humans making these systems up. If more of us go vegan, we implement our principles into what we do. And as, more and more people become vegan, our systems change to reflect our values. So that's what we're doing. We're talking to people one-on-one. And those industries will change on their own for the greater of everybody. Hey, it's nothing much. Are you over 18? Okay, are you vegan? What does veganism mean?
There would just be no animals, no animal byproducts in its simplistic form.
I mean, we do avoid animal products, but it comes from ethics. I don't see another sentient individual as a resource for me to use. I see them as the someone that they are. Do you agree that if somebody has the capacity to feel and suffer, that we should avoid demanding their exploitation if we can?
It depends on what you mean by feel and suffer.
They have the capacity to experience their own version of emotions and sensations like pain and pleasure. Do you think that we should take that into moral consideration and not exploit them?
Would it be the capacity?
The capacity to feel their own version. It's called sentience.
I know sentience.
Okay, well, I'm not trying to fight with you right here. I'm trying to understand your moral construct.
No, you're good.
Okay, so
I can give like why I think it's morally permissible if you'd like.
What I'm trying to get at is it sounds like most people agree that we shouldn't exploit others when we can avoid doing so. Like, for example, if I don't need to have an elephant in a circus, do you think the more moral option is to still have an elephant in my circus or to not have an elephant in my circus?
I'd be agnostic on that.
Why?
Right. Because I mean, an elephant in a circus, I haven't researched what elephants in a circus deal with.
Do you think that a circus is a natural space for an elephant to be in?
It depends on where the circus would be
my
located,
town,
right?
I live in America.
Sure, in America, in your town, if saying natural means...
Well, I guess I did. I said it's natural wants.
Yeah.
So my point is, though, that's not what they want to do. They don't want to do tricks for me to get benefits, right? What if I did the same thing with human children? Okay, so what is the morally relevant difference?
Yeah, so it would just be because they do not have like direct moral rights under like a contraction framework.
What? Children can't give back.
Yes. So basically, so what
You're
I'm saying
saying
is,
a social
since they cannot
social contract, but children can't agree to that.
No, I'm not.
So why can't I use children?
No, that's not what I said. Right? Just listen. I said they cannot participate in moral agreements or belong to a community of beings capable
cannot
of
talk, and they're low cognition.
You didn't listen to my whole claim. Hold on. No, listen to the second part of my
morally irrelevant distinction anyways. Like if this is like the elucidation, are you saying that like if someone wanted to like cause other harms for personal pleasures to animals, is that okay in your eyes? Like if someone wanted, just like in the most egregious way, just to clearly put this out there, do you think setting like a dog on fire for fun would be permissible?
No, because that would be causing harm to the participant in a moral agreement, right? Or
if we could just bring it back to his initial statement here, too, guys.
You got like if I can list my claim.
Wait, slow down. You initially said that you didn't have enough of an understanding of what an elephant feels, something of that nature. You said you didn't understand it, so your lack of knowledge, your ignorance to it, isn't a good justification. You need to learn more.
I never said it was. I said I would be agnostic on whether an elephant.
Yeah, you said you're agnostics because you didn't know.
No, agnostic to an elephant being in a circus specifically, right?
Because you didn't know enough about them.
I don't know enough about circuses. You'd be right.
Yeah, and you don't know enough about elephants either, right? And their experience.
Specifically? No, not specifically.
Yeah, so it's just a lack of your knowledge. It's just your ignorance. It has nothing to do with them.
Yeah, I never said it was morally permissible.
Yeah,
I said I'd be agnostic.
Right. So you're not having an understanding of it. You have no value in the conversation, to be honest. But yeah,
value in the conversation of it.
Yeah, if you don't know what they're going through and you have no interest in understanding
I don't know what an animal in a circus is going through. I can research animals in circuses.
So how can you even have an opinion?
That's not the claim.
How can you have an opinion if you don't have any type of knowledge?
I don't have an opinion on animals in circuses. What I do have an opinion on is why it's morally permissible to eat animals, which is what I'm trying to explain, right?
Yeah.
What I said before. Hold on. What I said my claim was verbatim, right? So no cutting off. It would be they cannot participate in moral agreements or belong to a community of beings capable of moral agreement. Right? That's my claim. I can go to P1, I can go to P2, P3, P4.
May I talk? May I talk with him for just a minute? Okay. So All right, we're just gonna get it back to. We'll just go why you're not vegan. It's because they don't have the ability to have moral agreements, right?
Or belong to a community of beings capable of moral agreement.
Okay, why is that? Why is that the important factor?
Yeah, it would just be because moral obligations are based on only individuals with current abilities. But whether they are
No,
part of a
because
class of being
children.
no, hold on. No, I said no. I said because moral obligations are not based only on individuals' current abilities, but whether they are a part of the class
It's
of
just
beings that
in-group think.
creates, participates in the moral
It's
system,
racism.
right? So
Racism.
humans are that
Racism.
what?
Racism, fascism. This is a waste of time.
I would say humans are the type of beings capable of moral agency and mutual agreements. So even humans
Well,
can
even if
temporarily.
that's true, that doesn't tell us why causing the exploiting
It
sentient
does.
beings is
Yeah.
permissible. No, it does not,
Yes, it
because
does.
we are
Because I
the
said
ones.
because yeah.
No, it's simply saying because we can decide. That means everything we decide.
No, that's not what I
It
said.
makes
I'm saying
that
they
is
don't have a
what
moral
you're.
obligation.
Hey, you just implied
Res-
exactly what I was just
respectfully,
saying.
You're saying
respectfully,
it
after I kind of like
incorrectly.
was running him down this lineage, like again, like it's so like why is it wrong to do that action to the dog that I was mentioning or a cow? Like I assume you think setting a cow on fire for fun is also wrong.
No, so right, because
If he
that
thinks
would
it's
be
okay to light a cow
hurting
on
the.
fire, I think we're done here, right?
Wait. It's are you saying
Well, hold
yes
on,
or
hold on.
no to lighting a cow on fire for fun is okay?
For fun.
Yeah, is it morally permissible in your eyes to light a cow on fire for fun?
I mean, under my framework, yeah, it would be.
We're
Jesus fucking
done.
Christ, goodbye.
We're done.
Is a
That's
psycho,
wild.
man.
Yeah, this is why I just immediately go to reductios with Phil bros like this. Like I like very clearly either do or do not want to continue a discussion with you. Like we could reductio it slightly further and expose like his like ridiculousness in like other hypotheticals to do with like aliens and other things like this. But like you really only need to go as far as that to just expose how ridiculous these fucking
So
people
this
are.
is just a lesson for
Yeah.
all non-vegans, right? Do you really want to associate with that person? Because that's where your logic leads to. Springer, by the way, also.
I think you're totally
Yeah,
bullshitting
like
too.
I also just want to like illuminate the fact that like individuals, right? When we have children, just to show how that kind of thing is problematic, even within the context of like being concerned about the humans, right? He might say is like, oh, I don't think it's bad simpliciter, but yeah, fuck that. The whole concept here is that when we look at children, for example, who are doing like heinous things to animals for their amusement and pleasure, like setting a dog on fire for fun, or a cow on fire for fun, or like dissecting their limbs off of them while they're still alive, or other things like this. That's literally psychopathic tendencies showing themselves within the child's behavior at a young age. And we consistently see it time and time again in the psychoanalytical research papers we've done on this. So like to like just look at another human lighting an animal on fire for their amusement and being like, this is okay. It's not bad in my framework. On top of the fact that it's problematic for the animal going through that experience, obviously, if you have like half a capacity for a brain cell, on top of that, it's also bad for the fucking human, dude. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and like we do this, like if you take the animal ethics aside, we're doing that to humans. We're literally we're like training people to be cold-blooded by having them regularly 4 to 6 hours a day, 4 to 6 days a week, doing this to other animals and having to build that wall of like, well, I have to do it, so I'm going to just take their life. But what now stops them from doing it to another human besides legality, right? In their mind, you're just another animal. That's
And he wasn't even consistent with his cruelty because he said he just didn't know enough about elephants to agree if they should be enslaved in a
was a
circus or not.
disingenuous
But I
response.
guess he would be okay
He's
with.
like a liar.
I guess he would be okay with
Oh,
setting the
yeah,
elephant
it
on
sounds
fire
like
though
it.
somehow. Like that's something. It's very
It tells-
inconsistent his arguments too.
It tells me he also likely doesn't know, jack about animal psychology in general. It basically just like illuminates the fact that he's like making these like inferential statements, like Phil broing his way through the whole process without ever in any way, shape, or form taking a moment to look at the empirics surrounding animal psychology. It's like, oh, I'm just only going to like Phil bro my way through this whole process instead of at any point looking at the empirics of these other individuals and considering whether they have similar meaningful capacities to humans. And like the whole idea of like, yeah, I mean, you said it best, Anna, like the idea of like in group or whatever is entirely what that framework falls apart to. And it's entirely problematic.
It really is.
It's like literally the thing that leads to racism. It doesn't actually quantitate or give us reasons for why it's wrong to do any other action to any other being, basically, which is why he held that consistent statement of like, oh, it would be okay in my framework. Like, dude, that's just
a bad bullet
insane
to bite, man. It's okay to realize, hey, my framework led to a ridiculous reductio. I need to think about this and reflect on what's actually ethical. What do I actually prioritize here? You know, am I being honest with myself? Because a lot of people think they're being honest with themselves, but they're talking about their own pleasure. They're not thinking about the one they're using. It's like, put yourself in their position. Stop trying to fight it for your pleasure. Think about their liberation, their freedom, their bodily autonomy. And if you were them, how badly would you want your rights to those things? Yeah.
No, that's true. They need to stop using human constructs too, because that's getting really tiring. Like saying, you know, animals are beneath us. They've been here longer than us and have survived through many more things than us and can do so much more than we can do. You know, with their bodies. So I really get tired of people saying that they're beneath us just because they can't speak our language or they look different. It's no different than saying back when slavery was around that because these people look different, they are beneath us. Even with the Native Americans. So it gets very tiring, this human construct.
I mean, I really don't know how you could say that about birds.
Yeah,
They're
right?
way the hell up there.
Way above
It's
you.
like all the way up in the sky.
And they're all
They
fucking
are.
intelligent.
Yeah, I can't fly.
Shoot.
I can't fly with just my arms.
You know, it's like, what? You can't,
Yeah.
you know, humans can't grow limbs back, you know, and an oxalotus, you can cut its head off and it'll grow back.
Don't do that, though.
You know, so
Don't
it's like
test that,
people
guys.
really need
Yeah.
to. No, don't do that. Of course not.
They have that
But there's,
capacity,
you know,
that's
they've
wild.
said in science they have that capacity, just like some lizards have capacities to grow their tails back and stuff like that. So it's like, stop using, you know, just because you can speak, read, and write doesn't mean that you are smarter or more efficient.
I was good. Just what you said, Lori, reminded me of what I've, because that argument he's dropped like has come up before, and I've ran into it before, and it reminded me of like what effectively I like used as like another argument towards them when they ran that, which was like this idea of like, yeah, humans have like this contractual ability to do X, Y, and Z. And like the question is like, okay, well, how did humans arrive at the ability to do this? And that fundamentally arrives back to like the concept of essentially evolution. Like we were granted time and space to kind of like get to this point to do what we're doing. So why are you looking at other species that very well have the capacity to like at one point in time, it may not be now, it may be like 1,000,000 years from now, it might be 1,000,000,000 years from now, whatever. Why are you looking at these species who can very like obviously like, you know, feel and suffer? And then your whole reason for not exploiting a human is because they can like have, you know, basically sapience. It's like, it's a common trait within humans. Well, it's very likely that these animals could one day arrive at sapience. Should we just thwart that, you know, capacity for arriving at that one day by just unaliving them now for our amusement and pleasure? That just seems like crazy. If you value, you know, contractual like moral agents and wanting more of those to exist and care about them, why wouldn't you care about the moral patients that are on their way to like perhaps it's not guaranteed, but
You're
perhaps one
absolutely
day
right.
ascending
I
to
mean,
that?
we have studies that show animals showing empathy, where they, like the mice and rats that they've tested on, they have a mouse that's trapped in a tiny box, or they're swimming and the other mouse opens a little hole so that the rat doesn't have to drown. And it's on par with humans releasing someone who is trapped to share the treats instead of just taking all the treats ourselves. So other animals definitely reflect that, at least empathy, And I guarantee that it came from our evolution, that we benefited from having empathy for each other because we now could work together and thrive together. And that's what we've noticed when we come together, we live better. So it's an evolutionary thing that we feel empathy for each other for sure. But as far as like that contract, yeah, they don't necessarily share that human construct of human morals, right? They have their own moral constructs. One day, I believe we will be able to speak with them. We're working on that technology right now. And then we can have discussions about what's right and wrong and trying to fill those gaps in needs, right? Because some of these individuals we want to communicate with right now, they're obligate carnivores. So if we're going to suggest that they make change, we should also try to help them with that solution. But mostly what we should do, since that technology doesn't exist right now, is focus on our own actions. Right now, we breed into existence 92.2 billion sentient land animals. That's not even including the sea animals that we rob from their home. And, if we stopped enslaving and exploiting them, not only would we have a better life ourselves, but we just wouldn't have to cross that principle. We wouldn't have to violate somebody just for pleasure. We would have all these alternatives already. I mean, we already do. I'm kind of yammering now.
I mean, like in Panama, they just saw like, and it was like, I think like, I want to say like a couple of years ago that they like had found, a particular primate species that had begun using like tools, like creating and inventing and using tools and whatnot, to like greater capacities than we originally suspected and whatnot. So like obviously like there's things that are trending in this direction.
I forgot the cow's name.
I just want to point out,
right?
like,
They use the rake.
Oh yeah, the scratcher or whatever.
Specifically
Yeah,
spun it around
yeah,
because they were going to scratch a sensitive spot, so they used the other end of the rake.
yeah. I also want to point out that when that prior statement I was making before you went, someone in the comments took that as me saying that these animals will transform into sapiens, like Homo sapiens, or within the species sapiens.
Yeah.
Homo sapiens. They just thought that they would transform like magically into humans or something, or like similar looking to humans. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying their intellect could grow within their bodies, similar to how our intellect grew within our bodies. Skulls can expand, things can alter, things can change over millennia.
Well, and they're learning
that's
from
how
watching
evolution
us.
works.
I mean, look at whales alone. They've changed their behaviors around boats, right? They watch us. They learn from us too.
Oh hell yeah! Have you heard of all the orcas on the coast off of Italy? They've sunk 618 boats, and they figured out how to go after the rudder. That's what they do. They go after the rudder and they take the boats out.
Yeah.
And they sink. It's just amazing. I was watching it on TV, and it's just like crazy that they are taking out boats easy.
They can learn. They can learn from us too. Yeah. But to the bigger point, right, is that one day we might be able to actually communicate with each other, and that would be fantastic. We can talk about making a better world. But until then, you in the audience don't need to worry about all that. Y'all can just go vegan right now. When you go into your grocery store, you just move your hand or you walk down a different aisle. Easy peasy.
And right now, animals show us body language, and it's very simple to see.
You can definitely
body
see
language.
when they do not consent to something. So, Playwright, I see you've been sitting there a minute. I appreciate your patience. Hey, are you over 18? Right on. Are you vegan?
Yep. No, unfortunately.
Well,
I'm
don't be
sorry.
sorry to me. Be sorry to
But
the
I'd like to,
victims, right? What is veganism?
No, maybe I'm not comprehending what you guys are talking about. So maybe, I'll change my mind.
Okay. What do
if
you
I'm
understand
convinced.
veganism to mean?
So as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, veganism is the is not choosing to hurt or manipulate the sentient life
So it's
in any way, and then choose not to eat them because we as sentient beings we also like we ourselves are also sentient beings, and we're seeing ourselves like in the same perspective as them. So we choose not to
So
eat
you're
them.
kind of getting in the right direction. It's an ethical stance against exploiting others.
Mhm.
So we don't eat them, we don't wear them, we don't use them for entertainment, we don't test on them. We do our best, our honest best, to avoid demanding their exploitation. Obviously, we live in a very imperfect world, but in every decision where I can make a choice, I always make the choice to not demand someone's exploitation. Yeah. So if you were the
Mhm.
victim, let's say you were
Right.
the victim of exploitation, what would you want your oppressor to do? Keep using you, or find an alternative or go without?
I would as so I cannot answer this question because I am not a and a sort of, let's say, living
Do you think it was fair to have human slaves?
uh,
Do you think it
organism.
was fair to
I'm
have
sorry?
human slaves? Right.
Oh,
Why was
definitely
that
not. No,
immoral?
no, because they have the potential to be able to think
Okay,
intelligently and then
what about
form
enslaving
complex
people
thoughts.
who are not cognitively the average? Is that okay?
There is no such thing cognitively average. You can
Not all
educate
people. Some
someone in a
people will
very well
forever
mannered
be at a
way if
low
you.
level of cognition. Is it okay to exploit them?
Hmm. Um. No, yeah. No. You're right
But
about
what
that.
is
Yeah.
it that separates them
Definitely
from
not.
other animals that changes this treatment? Why is it okay to still do this to other animals who care about themselves, but not a human?
Hmm. So you're rejecting not only the massacre of these animals, but also rejecting the whole as
I'm
not
saying
eating
that
any
they are a
animal, right?
someone,
Even if, let's
not
say,
an object to be used. Just like you
hmm,
are not an object to be
right, okay,
used. I don't want you to be slaughtered. I don't want you to be enslaved. I don't care how
hmm,
nice your enslaver is to you. You don't deserve to be someone's slave
hmm,
inherently. Okay.
right. Okay, so my thought process about this is, look into this thing scientifically, or at least in a way of evolutionary perspective. Now we all have to agree that we are, as humans, right? We're sort of a
That
virus
doesn't
to this
matter.
nature.
You
Like,
yourself
if
are
you think
one
about it,
individual. You can
um,
make decisions, right? You know that there are
yes, yeah,
consequences to your actions, right? Okay. So you can
hmm,
make the
yep,
choice when you go into a grocery store or a restaurant or a friend's house. You can make the choice to not demand someone's exploitation. It won't make the world crumble just because you stop demanding animal exploitation. Okay.
right, yeah, exactly. I can make that decision, but there's a problem. Um, there are single food sources that are really, really rich in
Yeah,
terms of
you can eat
nutrients
plants. You can
and
eat
how
plants.
rich they are.
You are rich in
Um,
protein. Does that give me now the justification to eat you?
um, yes, that's correct.
No,
But
that is not
in terms of
correct.
nutrients,
I
like an
do
all
not
one,
have the right to exploit you.
so yes, correct.
But
That's
you're
that's
full of
that's
protein.
completely right. But hear me out. Hmm. Yeah, I'm full of protein. And I'm not really looking for to take like any kind of protein, and I'm not looking for protein in an animal product, or let's say an
What are
egg.
you looking
But
for?
imagine
What are
this.
you looking for?
Imagine I am looking for this all-in-one, fully
Playwright.
available
Eat
nutrient that
tofu.
eggs
Eat
don't have
tofu.
vitamin C in them.
Eat tofu. It has all the amino acids. You can soak it in anything to make it taste like whatever you
Hmm.
want. And best of all, it's never sentient. It never was.
I mean,
Tofu is not available in the Mediterranean. I'm living in Mediterranean.
What?
well, playwright. First of
I'm
all,
serious.
playwright. If you live in
Yeah.
the Mediterranean, like the Mediterranean diet is prominently comprised of a number of grains and legumes, right? So you would have access to some kind of bean or legume, which would be the whole point prominently, rather than specifically soy. Even if you couldn't access soy, but yeah, soy is prevalent globally. But outside of this, right, are you just saying in a basic hypothetical, assuming you knew unequivocally and could access these things, like, you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt you could be healthy on a plant-based diet and you could access the things that are required for you to follow a well-planned plant-based diet, that you would now
Yeah,
follow that diet?
yeah, yeah. I would definitely do it.
Okay, great.
And sometimes,
Then
most of
we're
the time, I'm
not
actually eating plant based.
right. Then we're not in an ethical disagreement, correct?
Ethically,
You're making
of course, you
yeah,
are.
yeah. You're making a practical concern is what you're trying to bring forward to the
Yes,
table. Okay, then
exactly.
practical concerns, yeah, like that's all manageable for sure. Like you said, you live in the Mediterranean.
Yeah, yeah. I live in the Mediterranean. Sometimes Greece and sometimes Turkey,
Yeah,
but yeah, mainly Turkey.
yeah. I mean, there's many vegans living in Turkey and Greece.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously it's not like the case that it would be impossible. You might need to like plan. You might like want to go join some like vegan groups, whether you find them on Reddit, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, wherever it is. Like you're going to find vegans living in those countries, and they can offer all kinds of insights and resources on doing these things. Or you can go to things like Animal Justice 21. You can go to veganeasy.org. You can go to Veganuary, Vegan Boot Camp. There's all these like free resources that we have available. I have many of them linked in the link tree in my bio. And like, for example, if you go to, I don't know, something like Vegan Easy or Animal Justice 21, when you go to those websites and you sign up, you're basically kind of like given directions or like some kind of private messaging or whatever it is. It's all completely free, and they can help answer questions that you're trying to like basically fill in the blanks. It's like, okay, I'm trying to be fully plant-based. Here's where I live, roughly speaking. Can you help me with what I could find that's plant-based and would be available to me and would allow me to do this healthfully? And they can help design that meal plan for you, completely for free. So like, if
But
it's
that
just
would
like,
mean that I'm not going to eat any kind of like, even if it's let's say an egg that is organic, like literally the turkey has just like made it out when he was just like walking in the open area. That would also mean that I would need that too, right?
You say he laid an egg?
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Okay,
Right.
she.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is anything that is, yeah. Anything that that is organic, that I'm not
Can I ask
allowed
a question
to
here,
eat.
guys? If you don't mind. You said that initially when you came up that you didn't totally understand veganism, that you would maybe could be convinced. Is that correct? Did I hear that right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so my question for you, you are against animal enslavement, to what you understand what that to mean? Would you agree with that statement?
I'm definitely against. Yep. Well,
Okay,
yeah, I'm
great.
against animals getting enslaved. Yeah.
Enslaved, yeah, and you're against animal exploitation as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, could you see yourself like learning more about this? Because you're on agreement with us on those things. Can you see yourself like maybe a while from now, after you learn more about this, that you could become an advocate for the animals?
I would definitely will. Yeah, I would definitely will. Yeah.
Okay, because that's really what we want, and I'll tell you why. Because when we get to a certain percentage of the population to become advocates for animals, we can actually make changes in government and actually get them legal rights to help them. And so if you would join in the animal advocacy movement, you would be doing a much bigger thing than just going vegan. You'd be actually advocating. So we can help you with that as well.
Yeah, I would definitely would like to.
Okay, I'm going to mute myself, but I just wanted to leave that up there for you guys to talk about.
Sure. Yeah. So I have another question, right? And it's really been bothering me for a while. Now, I'm looking at this from we're growing as humans, especially intelligently, exponentially. Like we've been so far, like from throwing rocks to making rockets, right? So we have this amazing. I'm not sure what made us do that, but in a really short period of time, we have reached this like amazing technology where we just like
Do you think
go to
might
moon.
makes right?
Maybe in the future we're going to Mars.
Is that where this is going? Might
I'm
makes
sorry?
right?
No, it's just a question.
Okay. Go
So
ahead.
you guys can like answer me the question. Yeah. And because of this, I think we're actually a virus in this nature, and I think we're doing a really terrible thing. What we do to these animals, like especially in a mass context. But my question is, if for thousands of years, we have evolved to, eating in such a way of like, especially killing animals, like way back far. Our biology, isn't that like our biology is more prone, like more into eating animal meat? Or can't we find for solutions in the future making lab-grown meats?
Well, lab-grown meat is likely to happen regardless of anyone's opinion about it, right? Lab-grown meat is probably going to happen because it's more land efficient, it's more energy efficient, it's more resource efficient. It's, it does the thing that a lot of people who want to continue eating meat, like it goes against like the prominent large scale animal exploitation that most people innately, inherently are opposed to, but still put up with it, if you will, morally, because they just want to have their taste pleasure. So yeah, like lab-grown meat is likely to come regardless of any of our thoughts about it. So funding it is, kind of neither here nor there for the most part. But
don't you think that's going to like fix most of
I think it's going to have
crisis?
I think it's going to have a large impact, but we're also going to have like a whole plethora of people being like, "That's not natural. I can't have that because it's not real. It's not real meat. I gotta unalive the cow with my own two hands and strangle them to death, or otherwise it's not good for me." Right? We're gonna get all those kinds of people who are gonna be popping up. So it doesn't innately resolve it, but I think it is going to help, push the needle, so to speak. But the problem is, right? If people make that choice, that doesn't address all other problems that are still innately within society regarding animal exploitation. Like veganism is a stance not just like in the diet. We're against the oppression and exploitation of sentient life across the board, right? So whether we're talking about clothing, cosmetics, hygiene products, animal testing, surfaces, use.
I didn't think about that part.
Yeah, it's all these other things. So like addressing the diet, yes, can get us like further along, and it can help, close the gaps on a number of things that people direly hold on to and don't want to give up. But yeah, it doesn't resolve the issue. And for the other question, like, no, I mean, anthropology and our evolutionary past doesn't give nutritional answers. It gives nutritional hypotheses. So the hypotheses it generates is we want to test or hypothesize whether humans can be healthy and thrive on a plant-based diet, and or like, do problems arise following a plant-based diet, if you will. And when we actually do that and we put it to the test, large-scale cohort studies like the Adventist 1 and Adventist 2 health studies, the nurse health studies, the Epic Oxford study, etc., all of these point in the direction. In fact, there was even someone just mentioned like babies and infants a moment ago and said like, oh, vegan children are born stunted and short or whatever, and that's not the case. There was a recent study on 1.2 million children on basically growth trajectories for babies. And when they actually statistically analyzed differences in growth factors across the board, there was no statistical difference between any of the categories really by the age of 2. So yeah, like humans can be like just as healthy and thrive under plant-based diets, at all stages of the life cycle. That's been well established and stated by the empirical scientific literature on this kind of nutrition. So yeah, I mean, like that's what I would point to for an answer to a nutritional question is nutrition science, not anthropology or evolution.
Right. Yeah. So it's all like this meat eating lore is just hypothetical in the academical community.
Yeah, and as far as your question too about humanity being a virus and being horrible, like I think there's no doubt that there's some truth to that idea. But if have you ever seen Dominion or any type of slaughterhouse footage or animals being abused? I think
no.
You should watch Dominion 2018 or watch the 3-minute video in VSL's bio and just see.
What's the name?
It's called Dominion. It's on YouTube. Dominion 2018. It shows you what standard practices animals go through in the way that we treat.
I just sent it over. Is it right? I just Dominion.
Sorry, say that again.
I spelled it.
I
typed it in the chat. VSL.
Dominion.
Okay, right.
The reason
the link tree in my bio, if you go to that, either way.
The reason why I ask you that, I think like if you see the animals struggling and fighting for their lives and things like that, I don't think that any particular human would get hungry seeing that. Everyone would be disgusted by it. So I think we're better than the whole of the virus that that you're making the claim that we are, we can do better. And individually, that's what we have to choose, and not just go along with, this destruction of humanity that we've so accustomed to.
Okay, yeah, totally right. Yeah, thank you for the answers.
Okay, so for you, like now that we've had all this conversation, what do you think you're going to do next? Are you going to live vegan, or what's your next step?
Well, I'm going to take the steps. As you've mentioned here, I'm going to check out the information's like what is it called? Dominion.
You take a screenshot. You'll
I'm
see
going to
this
check it out.
website. It's on this website too. If you remember Dominion, you can just look it up free on YouTube.
Anti-animal
Click on See What I
use.org.
Found, takes you right to the documentary.
Right. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I just need to look out for more resources because obviously I cannot ask all the questions here.
I have something else for you here.
That will be really resource heavy.
Not that one, this one. If you want, you can take a screenshot of that. That's called the Vegan Daily Dozen. You can Google that as well. It's on nutritionfacts.org. Their website actually has many, many videos that break down why this diet that they lay out is the healthier diet. They show you the studies, the methodologies, and the results, and why they've led to this conclusion. So I highly suggest if you want to eat a healthy diet, you don't know where to start, this is a great place to start.
Nutritionfacts.org.
If you want someone to talk to, all of this is on anti-animal use, so don't feel overwhelmed if you forget any of it. But Animal Justice 21 is another great resource. It's in here. And it's just a place to ethically reflect on veganism and have a community of other vegans. So if you have a hard time or you're struggling with something or you have questions, you're welcome to come to that community and ask and, spend time with us and figure out how to get over your obstacle. Because that's what we're here for. We genuinely want to help people that want to live vegan and maybe they have a hard obstacle.
And this anti-animal use.org community is the community that you guys have,
Justice
I think.
21. I know they have similar names. It's in this website though. That's why I was like, if you forget the names, everything is in here. But Animal Justice 21 is
Sure. Yeah. Okay, that's perfect.
For the community. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely check them out. I appreciate you checking out the resources at least.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Well,
yeah,
I'll definitely do it.
And
yeah, sure.
Please follow everybody on the panel too. We're happy to answer any questions.
Please do that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a great day. You too.
I was gonna say Springer/Buffalo. I made that attack plan thing that you mentioned the other time.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, like the end goal, rather the processes and steps along the way to reach the end goal of veganism, globally.
Yeah, because it seems like he could be an advocate. So that's I'd like to see, because he's far off from it. Obviously, he doesn't know what he doesn't know, but he's willing to learn, and so that's really great to see. Because it's a great conversation.
We need people that are willing to learn and reflect. Those are the people that will be great activists because whatever their background from, they now have a special niche to reach out to others. I came from but like Lori came from, green breaking horses that were already broken, but maybe lost some of their training because they were left in a field over the winter, and then she goes in and makes them recognize that they're subs in this dom sub relationship. She came from that background, still is vegan, right? You have your own background. Actually, Springer, what's your background?
For sure. My background? I mean, I just wanted to become a better person empathically, to treat other humans better, and it took me down a path to where expanding a circle of compassion to include animals, and it just was one of those revolutionary moments in my life where I realized I can do far better than just treating other people better. And so just but what Keith was mentioning too is that we had talked about the end game of what are vegans ultimately trying to achieve. It's not just converting one person at a time, which is obviously how we're doing it, but we're also looking to flip entire the way that we treat them in terms of the government and the laws around treating animals the way they are, and having them receive personhood and all these things. And it's like when we can talk to people about like our goals in terms of that, and how when we reach a certain percentage of the population, how we can actually achieve that. So when somebody thinks that they feel defeated, like my one veggie burger isn't going to change the world, and we can kind of show them it's not about that. It's about a systemic change of how when we get to a certain percentage of how we can actually flip it, because there's some people that are just on the fence and don't care, and they'll go either way, but we need people that are advocating. And so he is coming up with like a roadmap kind of, or I don't know how you describe that, Keith, but you had like a game plan of how we could attack it.
Sorry, I just love Springer. What's your background? Oh, I'm just a good person.
Well, we need those people too.
Yeah. Well, I think I was being kind of a shitty person, and
exactly.
I decided
That's
to become a
say,
better
like,
person.
We all have like these
Yeah.
shitty backgrounds, right? Where we were exploiting animals in terrible ways, and yet we still were able to see the truth. So it's, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking like I wasn't as nice to people as I could be, and so I was trying to focus on that because it was hurting me, you know, to you know, with regret and things, you know, and so I was focusing on what can I do to be better, you know, what can I do to improve myself, and the animals just showed up in my consciousness, like you can do this. I'm like, oh, interesting, because when you ask like quality questions to yourself, you get quality answers back, and that's kind of what happened to me.
That's beautiful. Does anybody else want to share their background? We're gonna probably wrap it up here, but it is beautiful to hear you guys' you know, what got you interested into veganism. I can say mine real quick. I basically I ate animals all the time. I ate them every meal, probably, like eggs, dairy. Chickens were usually the animal I would exploit probably the most. And I was just going about my life. I'd even make jokes about vegetarians, being like, you'll take it from my cold, dead hands. And now I make fun of vegetarians for other reasons, as I've said before. But yeah, I came from a background of just not seeing animals as sentient beings. I saw them as resources. And, you know, if I can see the truth, you can see the truth. And I can reach people that were my kind of temperament and my kind of way of thinking, right? You're going to reach people that, you know, want to reflect more, like that are more like you. I just feel like we each have this unique voice that reaches a unique audience, and we need as many people using their unique voice.
I'm curious too about your story.
That was basically
I'm curious about your story because, but no, I have one question about it though. I have one question about it because you were on the other side of it where you were mocking vegetarians and vegans, thinking like they're ridiculous and all these things. And so I wanted to know kind of like the moment you realized, like when you started to realize it was wrong to treat people that way, or that, you know, what triggered like the reversal, I guess, you know, like, and how you felt when it happened.
I've experienced abuse, and I've experienced being around when animals are aggressively abused. And so when I was eating them, I didn't really see those animals. And it wasn't until I saw some documentaries that showed, you know, these animals suffering. And this was like abuse. It was showing, you know, animals in the farming industry, like legit, not just what we know as abuse, but what they even deem as abuse. And that made me realize, that was that moment of like, oh, they feel. I don't know why it took that, but it was like, oh, they feel. Like, even though I saw abuse and I stood up against my companion animals being abused, I just didn't think about other animals until I saw it. And then when I saw it, I was like, I was then desperate to hold on to my habits. I started looking for the humane way to do it, watching documentary after documentary, and I saw the documentary Cow, which is like the most humane farm that everyone claims to support. And I was just like, there's just no way to do it. There's no right way to do this. I would still not trade places with them.
Then you started realizing the enslavement part,
and then
the
I couldn't
individuals.
stay quiet. I started talking to my friends about it. They hated it. And because they didn't see what I saw, and because they didn't understand what I understood, they cut ties with me, even though I tried to show them. I would say that's probably the hardest thing about going vegan, is realizing there are people around you that really have no empathy. And that made me look at them differently. I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize I was friends with somebody who had no empathy for others and only cared about their pleasure. So that was pretty frustrating.
Yeah.
But I've actually ran into other vegans that have had the same epiphany. They had a similar background as me, and they didn't lose their friends. Their friends actually listened to them. So don't be quiet when you go vegan. Don't think that what I went through is something
definitely
to be
true.
quiet about. But
I think it's so important too, like that a person that was just up here, when he's dealing with it, because he sounds like he's going through a similar path that we all went through at some one time or another, and just not sure the next step, or even if it's the right step to take for them. That it's really great to share our stories in that moment, to let them know, like, hey, we fucked up too. Like, you're not the only one to have these weird ideas. Like, not weird ideas, but when people have weird ideas, like about plants feeling pain, they have these odd questions and they don't really understand. It's like, you're not alone. Like, there's a lot of people that don't totally get it. And so he's like, first thing he said was, if you can convince me, because I don't totally understand this. But he was here, you know, with genuine questions and wanted to know, like,
and I think he's going to make a change. He sounded like an honest person. Yeah.
I totally agree. So I gave him a follow. So I'm going to try to like find him and send him a message and see how he's doing and that kind of thing. So
is community. We need to be checking in on each other and reaching out. It's hard because a lot of us have now become introverts because it's more comfortable this way. And I don't disagree. I used to be so extroverted, and I'm definitely much more introverted now. But it is important we have community. That's what keeps us together and keeps us living in alignment with our principles, even in the face of hardship, you know? So I do think that's why I keep pushing that Animal Justice 21, because it's huge. It's Challenge 22 is also another great resource. They do a similar thing. I just really want this Animal Justice 21 to take off because it's more focused on the ethics. It's focused on reflecting about why we should be vegan. The victims, the individuals, they feel. And I just love that if we can build a community around that, the movement would grow so much faster because we all have the right mindset of ethics, not diet. So
and that's why I specifically asked him if he could see himself in a year from now or whatever being an advocate for the animals, and he said yes, he could, because once you envision it, you can manifest it. And so that's kind of like, if I can get someone to agree to it, then they can see themselves like maybe doing some street activism or creating a TikTok page.
I feel
or
like
just
if you're
doing
in that
something.
community, you know you got somebody behind you, even if you're just going live by yourself, right? Like, I don't know if y'all feel this way, but when I go live by myself, I know there are other vegans behind me that I actually know. Exactly. And they don't have
they're
to
gonna
show up, but I know that I'm right because I have a community
They're there anyway.
that I can fall back on to be like, I'm right on this, right? Like, I'm not going to let the world tell me I'm wrong when I know that, you know, we base us off of fact, but having the community just is helpful, reinforces your confidence is what I'm trying to say. So community is huge.
Yeah, I
but to even get
wholeheartedly
people
agree
to do
with that
activism,
statement.
right? I feel like if I'm in a community, I'm more likely to get active. So absolutely, yeah, we need everyone. Community and activism. Those are your two goals. Find some community to be a part of and get active. It's everyone's homework. If you're not already doing it, of course.
This is like a subcategory of everything that we were just talking about. I actually kind of thought of an idea for like a flag for us to have as like an activist community rather than just having the vegan flag. So basically the color scheme is like to the closest to the pole, the top corner is black, and that symbolizes veganism, right? That's the black statement of what our core value is. And then as you travel down, it will be diagonal lines down the flag, and purple will symbolize peace. Blue will, white will symbolize liberty. Blue will symbolize justice, and then green will symbolize the like sentient animals. And the reason that green is on the bottom corner, because that's the most grounded reason to be vegan. So the black statement, or the black and white kind of value is veganism, and the core reason, or the most grounded reason, would be sentient animals, and then everything else in between. And the reason that it would kind of be symbolized like that is because, like, no matter how, like, I figure this will actually help activists in the long run too, because every time they look at the flag, they'll have to remember that even though there's a whole bunch of wind and things trying to push us away from this core belief, you know, like the flagpole kind of symbolizes that we shouldn't be moving regardless of all the shit that's trying to push us away. You know what I mean? We always stay connected to the flagpole, and that like helps us get connected a little bit more. So I was kind of
I
thinking
love that.
about
Yeah,
that
you
the
should
other
put
day.
up you should post images of it, see what other people say. I would love to see that. I'm more of a visual person, so it's hard for me to imagine, but yeah, I want to see that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna actually try to make the flag here pretty soon. So I'll start sending it out, and we'll see if people
Hell
start
yeah.
liking it and
That's a great
everything.
idea.
But yeah, that was an idea
I
that
love
I
that.
had.
Something else Ian and I were doing last night, it didn't happen, but we were playing a game because I see all these vegans playing computer games or any games, not just computer games, but trying to offer a space for us vegans to get together and play a game, you know, just to have that community space again. So yeah, it's just about coming together, realizing that we're all connected. I love the flag connection, the analogy, or is it analogy? I don't remember the right. I'm not using the right word. Is it analogy? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Symbolism. Thank you.
Symbolism.
I love the symbolism of that. That's beautiful. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Instead of me saying something about you guys, because I basically just say the same thing. As we go down, would you be willing to say something about your channel, just so people go check you out? Because you're all great activists, and I don't want to keep repeating myself with each one of you. We'll start with Axel.
I'm gonna be live
Exactly.
right after
Exactly.
this.
Shout that out. Let's go. Yes. Go follow Axel. Go be an activist. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna be live right after this. And I'm gonna just shout you out for a minute. Like doing activism with you is always a good time. There's a whole bunch of people that say we make such a good pair. I totally agree.
I'll totally fight for animal liberation next to you.
For real though. Yeah, no. I basically just like every activist here, I just keep it to the rejection of the exploitation of animals. You know, slavery and schmurder is just my fundamental core hatred for the actions that humans do in this world. Like we don't need to live with that. We don't need to participate in it. We don't need to accept it as something that is. We can decide that it should be something different. And that's all I got to say.
Please go follow Axel.
Yeah, and I just did. Axel, I'll be following you, and I'll be checking out your stream next. Happy to be supporting that in the chat or whatever. And I just wanted to say, like, I'm going to be going live as well soon, maybe today. But one of my goals is to just kind of do what we did and seek out people that are looking to better themselves and become a vegan, and then also ask them that question about becoming an advocate for the animals and an animal rights activist, like from the get-go, like even before you're vegan. And would you be interested in maybe doing that? Can you see yourself doing that? And then helping to find a way to help them to achieve that by mentorship and also help from the community. So if Animal Justice 21 is a tool that you think would be a good tool to help create that, then I'm going to guide them to go there.
Too, so jump in there and you can like join our chat and hang out and talk, and yeah, absolutely, please. We would love to have you in there.
Okay. So yeah, so when I go live, like I'm not looking to debate people about B12. Like no, none of us want to do that, but I really want to find the people that are already, you know, kind of looking to make a move to try to cycle through and find that, and not like talk to guys like Frosty or whoever.
Already think outside of themselves a little bit.
Yeah, and it's because I really believe that when we get to that percentage, that we can make a big change. And so just by letting people understand that, you know, it's part of a bigger goal. It's not just about you. And I'm happy that Keith is providing some resources for this as well. So I'm really excited to see that.
When we get to Keith, he's got an extensive list of resources that I'm sure he'll talk about. Vegan Heretic, if you're still there, we'd love to hear about your channel and what you do.
Oh yeah, I'm still here. I'm got you on in the background. I've been editing all morning. Thank you. Vegan Heretic. I got a YouTube channel. I'm not much on TikTok here. I think the reason I'm getting involved more in TikTok is it's all your fault, Anna. all of it, I find myself sitting and here just editing, and all of a sudden I get a message from Two Spirit or something saying, "We need you to come and argue with a Christian."
You're just so good. You're right to the point, and it clearly they're disarmed, right? Because they know you're not trying to disprove their religion or anything. So they do seem to immediately warm up to you and actually hear what you have to say. And honestly, your take, the way that you even come about what the truth is admirable. It doesn't come across as aggressive at all, and they don't even see it coming. And it's not that I'm trying to say you trick them or anything. It's just that it's such an honest interaction to see happen. I really enjoy watching you talk to people about veganism, especially about the Christian levels when they're confused. So.
Thanks. I just want to teach animal rights activists. It doesn't matter if you're an atheist or a Muslim or a Buddhist. I just want to teach activists how to talk to people who share my faith and convince us that animal abuse is evil and sinful. And so I don't, like I said, I don't have the TikTok channel. Maybe I should start. I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm sure you'll drag me in that
you
direction
better do
eventually.
it. I would totally be on your panel if you went live. I would absolutely support you.
Well, I'll reach out to Axel and you and everybody else who's been so kind to me to do it. But for right now, it's just the YouTube channel. I've got, I do a lot of long form videos, which are a pain in the neck to listen to. I know, but if you ever get a chance to listen to it, and we'll teach you how to do it. Or if you're a reader, hey, get my book. I can always use the money. But if not, don't get the book. Just, she's getting up again. But it's all free on my YouTube channel. Thank you. I didn't really think about doing the YouTube channel until after I did the book, but everything that's in the book is free and available on the channel if you want to sit through 200 videos. If not, and I'm editing another one right now. But all right, that's enough
Yes,
of me.
go
I'm
follow the
done.
Vegan Heretic, especially if you're any Abrahamic religion. Go follow him. He's great. Sorry, Lori, I didn't mean to talk over you. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I love the book too.
Great niche. Need more of that.
Yeah, I just added vegans versus the versus his book. I just added it to my link tree in the book section.
Yeah, I'll have to do that. That's
dude,
something I
thank
didn't even
you.
think about. Gotta do that.
Where can you get your book? Where can you get the book? Heretic.
It's on Amazon. Kindle is the cheapest way. You can buy it off me on my eBay, or if you're an established activist, just reach out to me. I'll probably flip you a copy in the mail if you're in the U.S. because I can't afford to send stuff overseas. I had somebody request one from Australia.
US, but that's cool. What is it? The whole title of vegans and versus and the verses?
Vegans versus the verses.
Ah, my filter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I kind of like the title. If I'm proud of anything, I'm proud of the darn title.
I hate that my filter is crap. It just is now like dying on me. Okay.
Oh, that's okay. I got it. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. I'll definitely check that
worth
out.
it. I've learned so much.
Thanks
I've
for
learned so
showing
much.
it, yeah.
And it's every time that I've actually referenced anything that I've learned from Vegan Heretic, it always works out for the best. Actually, the person every time they're like, "Oh, you know more about my religion than I thought you did." And that brings them down to realizing, like, I'm not here to fight you about that. I'm here to just say, stop using sentient beings, and be on their level. So it's really helpful. It really is.
Yeah. It could help bring some awareness maybe to my couple of my family members.
Yeah. I mean, definitely check it out. And check out his videos. Those are also really helpful. So.
Yeah, I just placed my order, so get to packing.
Yay! Keith got your book, Vegan Heretic.
Thank you.
Your page and order it, Vegan Heretic? Can we order it just from your page or what?
Oh yeah, you can put it on TikTok Shop.
I don't even know what TikTok Shop is.
It's like Facebook Market. It's just a place where you can sell things.
Okay, well, let's not take up your time here doing that. Tell me about it later.
That's a great idea. I like that. Thank you, Lori, for bringing that up. That's a good idea for him to think about. Keith, please tell us about your channels.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have too much like direct content. I'd say my channel is more of like just like a resource, and I'm just consistently on a lot of lives. So if you ever want to come up and discuss with me, that's the content that I mostly engage with. But if you're just seeking out resources, like I've tried to curate as many like helpful vegan resources and links, documentaries, books, YouTube channels, research articles, like the whole 9 yards, like everything that you could like likely need in order to either convince yourself or help yourself convince others to go vegan is pretty much all there. So if you're, going through any of that and, you feel like something's missing, just come tell me about it at some point in like a live and just say like, hey, is there a good resource for X, Y, and Z? And I can happily go look it up for you and add it to the link tree if it doesn't exist.
Keith, your bomb. The bomb.
The bomb. All right. The last but not least, Lori, Two Spirit Veg. Tell us about your channel.
I have a channel. I just follow you guys and
you have a channel. Lori
I'd
goes
like
live.
to. I don't know how to do it yet.
That's
I don't
okay.
know how to
That's
go
okay.
live.
You go on others' lives though, and that's
I
awesome.
go on other lives.
Yeah, and you bring up great points, and you have such a great history. People could private message you and ask
I
you
have
stuff.
a weird history. Yeah.
Yeah, wild history. Like, yeah,
Definitely.
I feel like coming from horsey people who think riding horses is moral and such. That's a hard background to come from. Like a lot of they've truly convinced themselves that the horses want it, and that's why I just your background, especially because you've been vegan for so long. On top of that, you're like one of the reigning champs as far as like longevity and veganism. So
thank you.
Hell yeah, you're an amazing activist.
Maybe I'll go live if I can figure it out.
Yes, Laura, you go live. You let me know. I would absolutely be there. Absolutely. Okay.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. You heard it from here. Go check out all those vegans. Amazing activists. Appreciate y'all being here. This weekend, actually, anti-animal use will be live. Where will we be? I don't know yet. Will it be Friday or Saturday? I'm not sure. But please keep an eye on us this weekend, Friday or Saturday. We'll be interviewing people just like we are now, but in person. And then on Wednesday,
Yeah, I follow her. I follow her from when you guys had your last one. Yeah.
but my anti-animal use, we sometimes go live on TikTok, and I won't be able to do that if we don't have enough followers.
Yeah, I followed it too. We'll just have to share when she's on so we can get more followers for sure.
Definitely follow your share.
Oh, I'm sorry. You guys can't hear me when I'm on the other page. I forgot that Lucy doesn't have an audio. I don't have an audio on that scene. Anyway, Lucy, this Wednesday, go check her out. I'll be on there. I don't know if it'll be on my account or hers. And then
time.
Sorry. It'll probably be in the evening for us. So I'm thinking like 5 p.m. PST time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then anti-animal use will be either Friday or Saturday. And then Vegan Stoner Lady, I'll be live either in person or on TikTok. I don't know yet which, but just keep an eye out on all those accounts. And Axel's going to be live right after this, or I think shortly after this. I shouldn't say right after. I don't know what you're doing right after.
Yeah, like I'll be getting ready to go live right after this.
Okay.
And I'm almost ready.
Yes! All right, so let's go follow Axel. He's going to go on Discord, so it's going to be a whole new crop of non-vegans. So let's go check him out.
First half is going to be TikTok, so I'll do 2 hours of TikTok, and then the second half, I'll do another like 2 hours or so, or
Sweet.
Discord.
Okay, go follow Axel. We have a whole schedule to get to. Let's go. Let's go. Let's liberate these animals today. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all. Go follow all those vegans. Thank you all the vegans in the chat. I really appreciate you. Thank you for keeping the chat safe and answering all those questions. And go check out Animal Justice 21. It's in anti-animaluse.org. Too many websites, you guys. I'll see y'all later. You have a great vegan day.
Thanks for hosting.
Hell yeah. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Jeff? Is your actual name Jeff?
That's right.
Jeff! Oh, it's so good to finally meet you. You have a great day, Jeff.
All right, see ya.
All right, see ya.
See
ya. You almost got it in there, Axel. Oh, I heard like a weird echo. That was weird. Awesome. We got a follower. I got one follower. Well, that's exciting. That's cool. Aw. Ina is so nice. Such a great activist. Sensi! Sensi's in there. Is Sensi in this chat? Where's Fly? Are you in here? Oh, you are in here! Aw, you were in both. Thank you. Yeah, I got muted. I'm sorry. I haven't added. I was trying to be quick adding Lucy's page in there, but I forgot to add the audio, so so you couldn't hear. I was just looking at her page. I don't know if we'll be live on hers or mine. We'll see. It's if she got enough followers. I'm hoping she did because I really want her to get pumped up. You know, she's been gone for a while, so she's here. Oh yeah, Fly is here. Yes, Fly. You're always here. Thank you for being such a good support. Thank you, Ben. Thank you for modding. Appreciate you. Yeah, Springer. His real name is Jeff. Also a great activist. Angela, good to see you. I saw you were live for 2 hours yesterday. I'm sorry. I was being ridiculous on my live, so it doesn't matter. I don't need to apologize, but you know what I mean. I would have watched your live. I didn't realize we were playing a game. We were testing out if anybody did want to have that community of playing a game together. Maybe we're not the right ones to do that, but you know, we all need community. Aw, appreciate you being so active too. You're such a great activist. So you're a vegan and a stoner? Hell yes, Mick. High five. Not that I want everybody to be a stoner. You know, it's just fun to relate with people. All right. Well, I'll hop off so that we can go check out Axel. He'll be starting soon. Thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate your support. I could not do this without you. Who was it that was donating? It was Veg in the Woods. My goodness. $62. Woo! And you sent roses, little flowers. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Veg in the Woods. And thank you, little vegan peg. That was beautiful. I appreciate you guys. You guys support so much. Thank you. All right. I'll end it here. Thank you very much for being here. Allison! All right. I'm done being weird. I'll catch you guys in Axel's stream, okay? You guys are amazing. You're amazing. All right. Bye.